This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yashua.
Rolling down 109 in a truck. Pull my ride up to the light, that's what's up. Look to my right and it's a ride rolling up. It's Lucci telling me tonight we in the club. He got the 24 on Escalade. He got the Lamborghini doors like they plays. His hammers ring cause that's how he was raised. His palace mob and tonight we get
I'm from the ghetto, the slums, the rats, the roaches, the bums, the metal that stuns, the addicts, the cracks, the crumbs, the level where funds gets tragic and lavish is none. With rebels, they runs and rabbits like savages' sons. With did him and biggie and swiftly he shined the mug. That city a pity with 50 took 9 of them slugs. This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yashua.
What's good, 25 to Life Testimony TV family? I'm your brother, Uncle Yashua, known as Uncle Yashua. What's good, everybody? What's good, New York City? What's good, YouTube? What's good, Mashiach Assembly, my brothers and sisters joining me in the building? Jalian Phyllis Richards, Kayana, Lara Yah, Ayashia, Zayana, my brother, Wyatt. Shout out to Tennessee. Shout out to Kansas City, Zayala Yah. Shout out to California. Shout out to Oregon, Ahana Yah. Shout out to Yahakanan in the building. All right, North Carolina and all that. South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, Chicago, New York City, ATL. Shout out to everybody that's going to come in the building a little later and everybody in the building right now. All right, we going in. We got a story to tell tonight. I got story to tell. Oh, give it up for the village storyteller. I got that from that other big dude. This is a big dude from California. He called himself the village storyteller. I'm like, I done got the gift of storytelling. The Most High done gave me the gift of storytelling. It's an actual gift. Hold people's attention for that long and to be able to take a story. Shout out to Kicking in the Door. He said, long time, my brother. That's what's up. Salute Kicking in the Door in the building. So, all right. So praise y'all for the gift of storytelling, and it gets better like anything else in life, guys. Anything that you do, if you continually to do it day in and day out, you're going to get sharper and stronger and more astute in anything that you do. All right. All right. Y'all know that saying, I think they say you do something, I don't know how many times, and it becomes a habit. Like it just becomes second nature. So you grow in it. Anything that you want to put your mind to. All right. So let's, y'all say, hey, I'm happy I get to rest and enjoy a story time tonight. It's time to tell a story. Y'all got a story to tell. Y'all let me know if I peak too loud. I probably need to turn. I see I'm a little loud already. Let me turn my mic down a little bit. Let me see something. I got a little animation to myself already. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, there we go. Now, even if I get loud, I won't peak too crazy and make the audio sound nuts, right? My mic sounds nice. Check one. That's that salt and pepper. All right. So everybody in New York City over on my Facebook, I guess some of them will be coming in a little later. Oh, I forgot to text Lil Ian to let him know I'm doing his story tonight. Let me do that on my phone. What do I do? Oh, it's the messenger. I don't really know how to use this stuff. I think if I put MES, sorry guys. Nope, that ain't, oh, that's a D. MES, there it go. Messenger, right? What did it do? It went away. Do it again. Give me 1 second. Messenger, because I would love Lil E Crazy Butt, because I know he'd be able to add something to the story, because he crazy. Why is it? Oh, because it's doing messages. Okay, that's why I'm like, why is it taking me to my text messages? Messenger. There you go. It must be this thing with this little bolt and arrow thing. Give me a second. There you go. Now we cooking with olive oil. And there he go. That's his name right there. Yo, E. Yo, E. I'm doing your story tonight. Right now, hold on, let me right now on YouTube. cap locks. Where you at? This your shine. Let's go. All right. Maybe he'll get that. He out in New York City going crazy somewhere. Maybe he'll get that. I meant to do it before I went to rest, so he had all day to see it. But all right. He got all this stuff. He said, "Y'all took my mother car when I was 10 years old and took and went to Sunrise Green Acres Mall." He wrote a whole bunch of stuff last time I was live. He trying to tell me I'm gonna tell those stories when we used to steal his mama car too. He said, "Y'all took my mama car when I was 10 years old." Little E crazy. All right, they be remembering stuff. That's right. Oh yeah. I, I I didn't even I didn't even look up. I'm steady typing him, writing him. I didn't look up. He said, "I'm here, cuzzo." All right, that's what's up. That's what's up, Lil E. I was hoping Daddy you told you. I knew Daddy you saw it. All right. So I'm telling the story tonight, Lil E, and anything that if I forget something or I leave out something, you can just you can write it, or you can today your mom's birthday. Oh wow, wow. Happy birthday, Debbie. And Debbie is passed on, right? R.I.P. Debbie, if she passed on. I think Debbie passed on. Happy belated. Well, I don't know what you say when they passed on. Well, her former Earth birthday. Well, it's still the day that she was chosen to come to this Earth. But yeah, R.I.P. Auntie Debbie. Oh, Debbie was a trip. Debbie and his dad. Oh my, Debbie was the most. Well, Diane was the craziest one, but Debbie was between Debbie and Diane, they was gangster. This is Daddy U unique, and E is cousins, and their moms is a bunch of sisters. You know, it's the sisters in the family. He said, "Fact, she would have been 75." All right, R.I.P. Debbie. Debbie was no joke. Little short firecrackers, boy. These some little firecrackers. I remember when we did steal Debbie car. Debbie wanted to kill us. That was hilarious. All right. So yeah, so once I get going with the story, E, then if you want to, you could call in, and if you want to say something, I'll put you, I don't know if you can, I don't know, I could put the stream up. You can come in that way. I don't know if you got it that way where you could come in on the live, or I can just on the phone put you up. I don't know if that works too well, but either way, I know you're crazy, but might have something to add in that I don't, that would be dope to have the subject of the story add in as well, because I don't be remembering all the details. All right. So now before we go into that story, we're gonna go in. Because I'm gonna let some other people start to come in and stuff. All right. So I'm and I'll put the link for you, E, too. What I'll do is, if you wanted to, I could put the link to the StreamYard in. Well, you're on Facebook. You're not even over on YouTube. I could figure out a way. I could send it to myself and then try to send it to you on Messenger or something, where you can come in if you want to come in on the screen with me. You want to but I know I already gonna have to monitor you because you crazy is all outdoors. Even it's cursing everybody out on the thing. I had to do, you know how you got a bleep button? I'd be like bleep, beep, beep. And I understand when I first started telling the stories, I would be in the spirit that I used to be in, because I have the gift of storytelling. So I go back to the place and I couldn't stop myself from saying cuss words. But now I controlled it. Praise the Most High that I have the gift of now. I don't even got to say the cusses. I'm glad about that. All right. So when we get there, we're going to get there. But so a lot of news happened. So y'all know this channel, it's about storytelling and all of that stuff, and entertaining y'all and teaching y'all about the crack era in the 80s and the 90s, New York City, and all the stuff in my life. Is really my life testimony. And sharing the trials and tribulations, and salvation is in the testimony. That's what the scriptures say. Others are saved by your testimony, the things that you went through, so they don't have to go through. They can learn. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others, right? So, but y'all know well, some don't know, I'm a minister, man of the Most High. We got a huge ministry on YouTube. Shout out to my Mashiach Assembly Ministries, House of the Most High. Yah, that's his Hebrew name. Y'all better know. It's the book of Hebrews, that Bible. They done lied to y'all. And it took the book and gave it to someone else, made it Greek and Roman and stuff. That devil's a lie. Those were Hebrews, black people in that book. You heard? And they had hair like lamb's wool. You heard? Moses, they said, are you that Egyptian? You understand? Y'all better ask somebody. Shal, they thought he was Egyptian. That's Paul in the Bible. These are the Hebrews. In Revelation, they said Jesus had feet as burnished brass, as if it was burned in the furnace. So he burned black, burn some brass and tell me what color you get. Blackity black. All right, you heard? And hair like the white woolly hair. Look at the book of Daniel. It says the Most High had hair like the pure wool. All right. All right. No, I ain't seen that yet from LA. I need to see that from the Book of Clowns. I need to watch that. That's that Jay-Z thing. I ain't seen that yet. I need to put that on hopefully it's on Netflix. Is it on Netflix or something? All right. So y'all know, I'm going to keep y'all abreast when things happening because this is a real life channel as well. Right? We can go into the past and tell stories. I'm going to entertain y'all in a second, get a good story. We got a good one tonight. Right? And, but things happen today, right? Things happen today. So one of the first things happened in the land of finance, there's a thing called cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and stuff. There's a second coin called Ethereum, and it passed. It got an ETF. It made it into the world of like the stock market. This is huge for finance. Now, I know a lot of y'all don't know that. For my investment group and everybody, don't worry, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what this means and what to do, what to buy, what's gonna skyrocket, where you can make a lot of money right now, and for the next probably month or two, and then what's gonna be next, because that just opened the floodgates for the next ETFs. It's on and popping now, and that's the beast system. That's the political system because the election is in November and stuff, and the serpent seeds. These worms that y'all call Illuminati, these rulers of the world, these children of the serpent, I call them Baal's boys. Y'all better know who Baal is. All right. So they are stopping the SEC and these others from attacking digital currency because they need digital currency to come through because they're going to try to make a one world digital currency. You know, they still got that one world, new world order. That stuff ain't going nowhere yet. They ain't going nowhere. All right. So, but it's a process. So they need the money to go digital. Right? Because they're going to make their own digital coin called central bank and digital currency and push it down your throat and all that type of stuff. But we got to know what it said. The Bible says, the scripture says, be wise as the serpent, but harmless as a dove. You need to know the wisdom of the serpent. That's in the street. When I was in the street, see, this ties in. I don't play no game. I could tie this into the street for my streets. The people come here for the street stories. I could tie this in. When I was hustling in the streets during the crack era, and I did my time for any crimes I committed. You heard? Now, when I was hustling those streets, I had to be wise as a serpent. Meaning they trying to lock me up at every turn, and I got stick-up kids and killers and murderers and monsters and all type of crooked police and all. I had everything. Even when I used to go to re-up, I'm going to re-up with $30,000 and $50,000 and $25,000. Even if you go with $10,000, that's what a half a brick was going for at one time. All right. Now, even if you going for that, your whole life, they peeling your cap, your mama cap, your baby cap. They peeling your cat's cap. If you got a cat, they peeling his cap back too. Okay? Yeah, Laria, that's where I'm going. Thank you for the clip. Exactly where I'm going, Laria. All right? So they peeling your cat. They peeling everybody's cap back. You $5,000 back in the crack out in the 90s and the 80s and stuff. They killing everything that moved for practically $100. You hear me? You talk about you going somewhere to buy some doggone drugs and you spending $10,000 and $20,000. Yo, bro, you tripping. You ain't never, boy. So what I'm saying is, even when I was in the streets, I had to be wise as the serpent, meaning I had to look from every angle to realize what could go wrong, because so much could go wrong in any of these scenarios. Tonight's story with Lil E about Wild Man. All right. Let's do it. I didn't want to do it, but I just let it out. So R.I.P. Wild Man. I was trying to keep it. I didn't want to give some of the story away, but I know some of y'all might have caught. Well, they wouldn't have. Somebody might have caught it. But anyway, so tonight's story was a time that I was wise as a serpent. Always head on swivel, always thinking. Now, I'm going to, it's coming, Phyllis Richard. It's coming probably this week. Like I promised on the ministry that I would do the Hebrew, teaching y'all to speak the Hebrew language, and I did it. I'll make another declaration before before the next 25 to life. I'll have the commercial and I'll have all the info to teach y'all the cryptocurrency and what to do. Because now is the time. This really, what just happened today, it happened today. The banking system, the government, the financial system, Wall Street, they just approved the biggest approval for digital currency that's going to skyrocket this bull market into the billions and trillions like this. And if you ain't in, you going to lose. Even with the basics that I'm going to teach you, you should be able to make you could make $50,000, $100,000. You can make $1 million if you do it right. If you got the balls and you got the right positions and put the money in. But $1,000 could make you half 500,000. $500 could make you probably 30, 40, 50,000. You know, it could make you more than that. I'm just changing my estimations on how much you can make based on different. $100, you can still make about if you ride the bull run correctly, you'll reinvest 100. But $100 can make you thousands. It could make you about $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I mean, where you get that at? I ain't get that type of money when I was hustling in the streets, risking my life. But my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So that means you don't know about it. But I'm going to teach y'all. So it's coming. All right. I'm making my declaration to y'all. But before the next week, 25 to Life Thursday, I'll have the commercial up and out. And I'll be able to show y'all on next week where to go, what to do. And then y'all could get started. Because this is the beginning of the second leg. So the first leg happened back about January of this year. Well, no, of last year. Really like September, from January to September was the first leg of, if I show you the chart, it went up like this. So those people who got in there, they made hundreds of thousands, millionaires and stuff. Now we're in the second leg, right? And the second leg going to be bigger than the first leg. And they just approved the ETF, spot ETF. Y'all know what that means. I'm going to teach y'all. That's exchangeable tradable fund, exchange traded fund, right? And it's digital currency. All right. So I'll teach y'all what all that means. You ain't really got to beat yourself up knowing like, I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm going to show you what to do. You know how you was a little kid and you take the round peg and put it into the round square. You take the square peg, I'm going to teach you like that as a baby can understand. All right. For the basics. Now, for those who don't do it, don't do it. Because later on, I ain't gonna throw it in nobody's face, but we'll be able to show results. I have people being like, thank you, Unc. I was able to pay off my house. I was able to get, prepare for all this other crap they about to do, this coming collapse. All right, for those who don't hear, don't listen. Go ahead, be hard-headed. You better listen to a man who's actually was successful in finance and Australia. I became a millionaire by 30. 1.7 before the Most High shut me down and gave me 25, locked me all up and all that stuff. I was going to do one tonight, but I ain't going to do it now because I got this to open with. But look, I'm going to show you. I found some new pictures. You think I'm lying? If I'm lying, I'm flying. I found new pictures. This was my biggest house. I was going to do it tonight, but I'm going to show y'all. Y'all see this one? I'll do it. Lesson. Y'all see that? And that's my black Benz. Y'all see that that's my biggest house in North Carolina. I showed y'all the other ones. I had 15 houses. I showed y'all the palace, the light blue one, and all my street on Lamb Street. I ain't really show y'all my biggest house. And I got a story about this. I got a story about this house. That's why I was going to show it. Look, it's another image of it. I ain't playing with y'all. And look, that's the Benz parked in another going that way. I got pictures. Look, there's another one with the Benz. Oh, y'all can't see it. Whatever. So anyway, I was gonna do that. I was gonna tell a story about that tonight, but it's okay. I'll do it another time. But all right, y'all, what I'm saying is a wise man listens to another. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna listen to somebody who actually did the thing that you want. Don't listen to these fools. Don't listen to these people trying to tell you how to make $1 million, how to do it. So it's like, well, show me where you made $1 million first, right? Show me where you applied the thing you trying to teach me. Don't be coming over here with these YouTube fools and gurus. You get these Instagrammers renting a Lamborghini and all that type of stuff. Nah, show me where you got it in the mud. Don't show me where you put up a YouTube video and because you did YouTube before 2020 to lock in and your subscribers went up and you just got free money from YouTube. Nah. Show me where you earned it in the mud. How you made it, how you turned $1 into 15 cents. That's the difference. All right. All right. Not toot no horn or anything, but one thing about it is this channel is about facts. And if one thing I can say, I did the doggone thing. Facts. I remember when I was a multi-millionaire, I could buy anything I want. I bought 15 houses, a nightclub, all that, all type of Benzes and cars, Bentley, Flying Spur, money green, look dark at night. Y'all better find out. Y'all better sort of ask somebody. Now the most I shut that all down because I had something to do and I chose, right? I chose. I really can't blame and say he shut it down because he just gave me a choice. He gave me an option and I chose him. I chose this path over money, over that life. And I think I made a good choice if I say so myself. You heard? So now instead of I'm saving souls now, you heard? All right. So anyway, let's get to tonight's story. So that's to come about the investment. So that's one big news that happened today. Another big news that happened today was Donald Trump. Okay, so now because now this ties into digital currency as well. Now, what y'all don't know, who not in the space of finance or money, about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks by now, Donald Trump came out because Joe Biden. Now, this ain't political advice or anything. All right, this is just real life. This ain't financial advice. This ain't political advice. This is spiritual discernment. Y'all hear that part? Spiritual discernment. So about 2 weeks ago, Donald Trump posted a tweet saying that he's pro Bitcoin because the Biden administration was going against digital currency, which is really foolish. And so when Trump posted that he said he used to be against it before, but he sees the future in this digital currency now because he's trying to get elected. Trump is smart. He is smart serpent. These are all serpents. I'm just saying it is what it is. I'm saying I'm a man of the Most High. I know a serpent just because you need to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Now don't think I'm sitting up here liking nobody. I already know they both wings of the same bird. You heard? They just fool y'all thinking one is red and one is blue or one is this and one is that. They ain't nothing but the children, Baal's boys. That's what I'm gonna call them. Y'all better find out who Baal is, the Lord in the Bible. All right. So Baal is what they call him. Y'all better find out. Ask somebody. All right. Now he made the tweet and it made his digital currency coin skyrocket. So it made millionaires. So you could have made more hundreds of thousands right there when he did his tweet. Now what that whole thing showed is that the system don't want, like they want to win an election. This is an election year in November. So everything political stuff is about gaining the votes where the power in the digital currency space is trillions of dollars and it's huge. And you don't want to lose that voter block. And that's a lot of the youth are in digital currency. So we got some elders too, wise elders, right? So because of it, it made the serpent seed, the powers that be, which y'all call Illuminati, like, listen, that administration, y'all need to lighten up on Bitcoin. We ain't about to. And then the Biden administration realized too, like, okay, we can't rub that community the wrong way. We guaranteed to lose the election. We need to. So that's why they passed the spot ETF thing today. Now, I'm pointing that out because today, Lavia from the Bronx, she sent me a video. Now, this is real life stuff. Now, I ain't no political advice, none of that. I don't give a crap. I ain't voting for neither one of them. All right. Shout out to Unique in the building. All right. So now, and Unique, if you could help Lil E somehow join in later, that would help if you could help him out. All right. So when I get to the story, I'll be getting to it in 1 minute, guys. Let me do this intro. So, because it's real life events, current events that's happening right now. And there's a warning for these serpents. They got forked tongues. So they talk something, but they mean something else. And y'all know I ain't scared of them. That's why this channel never blow up like crazy. I'll never go viral and all that stuff, because even on my other channel, when I go viral, they shadow ban it, right? So I'll do a live. Let me show y'all. I'll do a live, and somebody will send me, who was that? What's his name? Dag, I haven't seen him in a while. The truck driver. I haven't seen him in a while in the chat, but I forgot his name now. He sent the live like, it says, look at my video. He sent the screenshot and it had 1,400 likes while I was live, but it was like only 50, 60, 70 people there, right? So he's like, this crazy. And I said, I know that's what they're doing. It's probably thousands of people here. It gotta be thousands of people. No, it wasn't Run Rock. It was the other dude, the other truck driver dude. I forgot his name now. Jag One. That's who it was. Jag One. I ain't seen Jag One. No, Jag One. I ain't seen Jag One name in a long time. We need to call him out tomorrow on the assembly. Jag One, where you at? Make sure he all right. So yeah, he sent the screenshot while we was on the live. He's like, look what's on my screen. 1,400 likes on this live while we live. Guys, in order to get 1,400 likes, you got to have probably about 4,000 or 5,000 people to get 1,400 likes, because it's like a 10% or 5% thing. Everybody don't like. It's hard for me to like. I don't know what is so hard to like. I don't know. I'll be like, I forget. Then I remember, I forgot. Let me like this. I don't know. It's just a thing, right? So I understand that everybody don't like, you know what I mean? You just watch, you enjoy. Even though you like the video, you don't forget to like the thing, and it helps the thing. But not me. I'm shadow banned. So anyway, when he sent the thing, he showed 1,400 likes while we were on the live, and he sent the screenshot of his computer and showed me. I'm like, but I got many receipts. I'll show y'all my algorithm where it say I had it was like one time it glitched on the thing and it went up. It's like, so let's say on the ministry, we be like 60, 70 of us on the live sometime. And one time it glitched and it just kept going up. 100 people, 200 people. I said, look at it. Then I said, yo, guys, it's glitching. Then I guess they realized, and and they stopped it and it took the number and reset it. All right. So, all right. So now, all right. So what happened today was Donald Trump. I shouldn't say his name. Let me see what I'm gonna call him. The orange haired dude. He was in the Bronx today. So he was in the Bronx, and this is what happened. And now this gonna be good, because and then we're gonna get right to the story. But I need to teach my people what's going on, because this stuff gonna affect y'all life. And the Bible says my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So the Most High gonna send someone to teach. Someone gotta, if y'all ain't got time. I know y'all struggling in the rat race. Ain't nobody got time to be watching what these snakes doing, right? Most of us don't vote anyway. I know I ain't messing with them, right? But those who do and can, y'all need to get out there. But now it's like, you voting? What are you gonna vote for? Like, all right, so look. So let me share my screen. Watch this, guys. This what happened in the Bronx today. Present, share screen. What do I do? Right there. Share. Hopefully this is definitely gonna get me a strike over on Facebook. I already know. I should have, this is for, a copyright disclaimer. I got to start learning to put the copyright disclaimers in my description, and hopefully that can help, because Facebook, I know it's probably gonna give me a strike on YouTube too, or at least, but Facebook be like, this video won't be shown to nobody. I'm like, dang, Facebook, they hardcore, right? So this is a fair use disclaimer, copyright for reaction purposes. This is a reaction video to this news. So copyright disclaimers in effect for educational purposes. This is not political advice. This is not financial advice. This is for reaction purposes for this channel. All right, for educational purposes only, disclaimer, Facebook. All right, I need to put it in the chat. Hopefully, in the comment section. Hopefully I remember. So now this dude is in the Bronx, right? Because you know, once it's an election year, they trying to get votes. So this is where these politicians, don't be trusting these politicians. This is where these politicians come and they start promising you stuff that you know doggone well they'll promise you a golden soup bowl. They like, everybody in the Bronx right now, if you vote for me, you're gonna get a golden bowl of soup in November. And then when November comes, they act like they ain't never said it, right? They just forget all the crap that they. So if y'all eat the eat the poop they shoveling, y'all are fools. At some time we gotta wisen up, right? Wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove, right? So this is some. I heard a lot of dangerous stuff in this speech, and that's why I'm bringing it out, right? Because this forked tongue, and then they use these cast of characters to come up there. So the people that you see, I want you to know that's too. The people that these politicians bring up on their podium when they coming into your city to promote their campaign, right? So to get you to vote for them, the people that they bring up, they are not of you. I just want you to know that. Those people that got up there, listen, he ain't gonna never put me up there. He ain't gonna put Uncle Yahshua because Uncle Yahshua got raw truth to power. I tell the real truth. I get shadow banned. So the ones you see up there, that meant they are playing a political, that means they're part of their system. That means they have taken probably an oath. Y'all better know how these Masonic serpent seed stuff work, right? So when you see them, they might look like us. They be like, yeah, they put a black face or a Hispanic face, or they put them up there and they be like, but there's code words that I'm gonna show y'all that they say, especially Donald Trump, especially Trump. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't want to say his name constantly because I'll definitely get flagged. All right, not political advice. All right, but especially him. The only thing I do like about him is he's so foolish, he's so raw that he let all type of stuff slip out, right? Where other political people, they have more control. The system have more control over what they say, meaning they'll stick to the script that they wrote for them. But Donald Trump, y'all know who I'm talking about, right? He they can't get him to stick to the script, right? They can't get him to stick to the script. So he just say whatever, anything can come out of his mouth. So that's why I like him over the others, because you're able to, the others will be too little secretive, right? He do not care. He just say whatever. And I like that because I can read between the lines and stuff that he's saying, right? All right. So now here we go. We're going to skim through this, but I want some things I want y'all to see. Thank you, Larry, for this clip. So let me I don't know who this lady is. I don't know who this lady is. We
cannot, or he cannot, expect that our vote is a given, because it will not be a given. How many of you out there are lifelong Democrats who have walked away from the plantation of the Democratic Party?
All right, so we ain't doing political stuff. I want to get to where I want to get to. So all that crap, sorry, who this dude? See, this is what I'm talking about. So that's what I said. These people that they put up there, guys, trust me, they ain't just picking nobody out the audience. You know what I mean? This is like, this part of they know that this the get along gang. That means you are on our agenda, so they gonna push, right? Who this dude?
Una, dos y tres. Una, dos y tres. Ocasio y Jujarau.
So this stuff right here, yeah, pandering. This is political strategic moves. What that means is we need some black people. We in the Bronx. We need some black people up here to talk. And this is a double this is a double move right here. A black Hispanic. Oh, this is a 2-for-1 skipping stone. We get a black person, but Hispanic too. That's what you're talking about. Uno, dos, right? It's like a two. This is perfect pandering. This no joke. All right. So I want you to understand. These people that's up there, they'll make you think, look, he got a whole cowboy hat on and everything. They'll make you think that, they for you. But these are all, they political. They got an agenda, the ones that's up there. They pushing some type of thing. They're running for some type of office. They want, so the common people, you ain't getting up there. All right? So now, let me fast forward to the part that I want to show. All right, there here go your boy. Your boy is a trip. Your boy is a trip. Let me see.
We had 4 of the greatest years in the history of our country. We rebuilt the military, we cut taxes, the biggest tax cut in history, the biggest regulation cut in history. We defeated ISIS. We defeated ISIS, and we did it in about 1/100th the time. They said it would take 4 to 5 years.
He crazy. He's a trip. He makes me laugh just the way he talks. But I want to get to this part. I wish I would have did the timestamp. I know that's a little. Let me go. Yeah, back here. It's a little before that. There's some things he said. All right, here we go.
I say we won't just make New York a little better. I say we want to.
Here we go. Watch this.
And it's been a long wait, right? Long wait.
All right. For reaction purposes, for educational purposes only, copyright disclaimers in effect.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Appreciate it. Thank you. I know she's going to be okay because she's so tough. Some of the greatest days of my business career were in the toughest times, but I enjoyed waking up every single morning.
All right, we getting somewhere.
A lot of people say to me today, the toughest business people that you know about, could I ask you a question? How do you do it? I say, do what? How do you get up in the morning and put your pants on?
All right, let me go fast forward.
How do you do it? Human beings are after you all the time. And they're doing it to injure the political opponent. I say, you know what I do? I just do it. I put on the blinders. I say, I just do it. We do it. And the other question they ask me is, people watching, we have to make it too big to Rick.
Hold on.
You need momentum. You got to have, and when you have that momentum, go. Great real estate man, great. Levittowns all over the country. One of the most successful real estate people at a certain age ever.
What did he just say, Levittown?
Bill Levitt was a great real estate man, great. Levittowns all over the country.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe he just said Levittown for HEMPSTEAD, for Strong Island. For people who don't know, y'all could Google Levittown. This Bill Levitt dude he talking about. Levittown was the most, it was the most segregated. They built this community of, no disrespect, but all white. Like it was a suburb that they give all these houses and stuff to, this all white. It was like Mississippi and New York in I think it was the 60s or something, or the 50s or something, when they built this Levittown. All right. And that's where they put our jail, Nassau County Jail, out there too. I'm like, this fool just called out this Levitt dude. He talking about Levittowns everywhere. See, that's that Make America Great Again, that dude, man. Do y'all not understand? He's talking about how he built real estate and died broke. All right. And he's talking about Levittowns everywhere. We don't want Levittowns everywhere. If y'all knew what Levittown was, Levitt's town. It was a town, like a sundown town. It was a town that if a black person, you couldn't live there. Red line houses, they built these, they gave them free money and free houses and all the stipends and stuff to build this suburb, and all blacks and Hispanics not allowed, and no people of color. And it was that, we don't want no Levittowns everywhere. All right, now hold on.
Most successful real estate people at a certain age ever. Like
let me go forward.
Time. And he decided to take it. He was a young man. He was in his 40s. And he said, darling, I'm going to take it.
Yeah, these hidden words.
I can't stand this life anymore. I want to make a public event. And now you had this big public company. They didn't know what.
Let me go forward.
I'm a very big person, big public company person. Nobody cared about him anymore. Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares, right? Now,
what are you talking about?
Okay, I don't know. Donald Trump, I know it. I was doing great. I was sort of like a hot guy. I was hot as a pistol. I think I was hotter than I am now, and I became president, okay? I don't know. I said to somebody, was I hotter before or hotter now? I don't know. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Who the hell cares? Right? But he knew who I was, and I
One thing I can say, this dude is hilarious. Well, if you can eat popcorn and just sit here and laugh at this fool. This dude is crazy. I enjoy that because what's the name be up there? He is a walking dead. He a whole. I ain't gonna say his name. Y'all know what I'm talking about. His opposer. He be up there. His eyeballs black. He like a. I don't even know if he's human no more. Right? This dude. This dude. Oh, she said you never watched him before. Oh, this dude is hilarious. It'd be a clown show. That's why. Like you just say anything, right? But then see inside the laughter. The reason why I'm gonna show this because there's little things that's gonna come out that's dangerous, right? And it'll go over people's head. And I like him because he's the type he'll let it slip out. He don't care. He just let it slip. All right. But this dude is hilarious. All right, now listen.
went up. I said, "So, are you okay?" And he said, "I'm not really okay. I made a mistake." That I'll never forget. And he was, by this time, a pretty old guy. And he was sitting in the corner of this magnificent.
All right, let me go forward to where I'm getting to.
Never leave. We doing it for myself. I'm doing it. You have a winner, you have a loser. It's okay. I won once. It was a big upset, I guess. I don't know why it was an upset, because when I'd have 50,000 people at a rally, she'd go and have 200 people. And then they say, why did I win Michigan? Why did I win Pennsylvania? Why did I win all these states that a Republican hadn't won in many years?
All right, let me go forward.
New York a little better. I say we want to make make your goals big and go after it. That's why I say we won't just make New York a little better. I say we want to make New York a lot better, better than it ever was before, right? And finally, you have to take pride in your accomplishments. Do not take for granted what you've achieved. Forget it. It's over. It's good for your confidence, but it's over. Go forward. Think to the future, not to the past, but learn from the past.
For educational purposes only. All right, hold on.
You know, wherever I go, I know that if I could build a skyscraper in Manhattan, I could do anything. It's very tough. Building a 68-story.
All right, I got to get to
you have the United States behind you. Now, the country's not the same, but it'll be better and stronger and bigger in a very short period of time. Common sense, as opposed to the Democrat Party. It's a party of failure, extremism.
Let me go forward.
It starts with stopping the pouring into our country of millions and millions of illegal immigrants, which are causing a new category of violence called the migrant crime. We have a migrant crime happening now. You add that. All
right, let me go forward.
Venezuela.
Let me go forward.
If I headed up Honduras, if I headed up any.
Let me go forward.
They come from Africa. They come from Asia. They come from all over the world. They come from the Middle East. Yemen. We're bombing Yemen. Here we go with the bombs again. We're bombing Yemen.
Let me go forward.
They all have gas-fired stoves. I mean, this is not like an illegal immigrant. They're building something. They have something in mind.
All right, let me go forward.
Today, we will immediately begin the largest criminal deportation operation in our country's history, because this situation is sustainable by no country. No.
All right, let me go forward.
And these are not necessarily people that are going to money.
Let me go forward.
People. Nobody wants to talk about it. The fake news will report that, oh, it's so terrible what he said. But it's fact. It's fact.
Right, let me go forward.
Said the reptile with a grin, you knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Hold on. What did you just?
Silly woman. And you bit me, but why? A vicious bite. Hadn't brought you in by now.
What is he telling?
That night and care of you. And you know what?
Let me see.
Illegal immigration, but this has to do with illegal immigration. And I think it's very accurate, actually, and it's very sad. But I'll go and we'll do it, and some of you have heard it, and many of you haven't. But we're going to do it right now for the great people of the Bronx and elsewhere. We love the Bronx. We love the Bronx. Are you ready? On her work, and you know what? You know what this is all about, right? Did you know? You've heard this before? Have you heard it? We got the greatest people here. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, he said, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, oh tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake.
All right, because y'all, so now y'all see the symbolism of the snake. Remember, what they say, and I think the scripture says it, when they tell you who they are, y'all better listen. Y'all better read between the lines. The scripture says, be wise as a serpent, to know the devices of the serpent. So he's telling the story of a serpent that says, take me in, take me in. I'm one of you. And the funny thing is, what are they doing right here in this clip? They're in the Bronx saying, take me in, I'm one of you. y'all better understand when they tell you who they are, listen, read between the lines.
Take me in, oh tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as
See, all comfy. I'll do this for you. I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to make this great. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. All comfy, right? Literally just said, oh, the greatest people here. I love the Bronx. I love you. Don't give a 2 cents for nan person in that doggone audience unless unless you're part of that serpent lair, unless you're part of, right? But that's literally the story is telling you what they're doing. The whole system is built that way. And if you're stupid enough to think it's not, then you go ahead and keep being a sheep that'll get slaughtered and bit by that serpent, right? The scripture says, be wise as a serpent. Understand the devices, right?
arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, ma'am, the snake gave her a vicious bite.
That's what's coming. So take me in again, right? Bring me into the office again. Now, I'm not saying this ain't political advice, period. Because it's just two serpents. One's worse. One is worse than the other because I would take the serpent that shows me he's a serpent versus the one that hides in the grass that I can't see. So I'm not telling y'all to vote for nobody. Don't vote. None of that. No political advice at all. I don't play politics. But I'm just want y'all to know that you have to understand the lesser of two evils or the greater of two evils. Now, I used to think that this choice would have been the lesser of two evils. But there's something else that's about to be said that I was like, whoa, this is going to be bad for us. Really bad. And there's no other option, right? It ain't like we got another type of candidate that's actually that's actually not a serpent. All right? Yes, the serpent is going to tell us what they're going to do. They have to. Facts. All right, now.
Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in.
Woo! Mic drop. Mic drop. Remember, I teach y'all, and I'm going to get in with the story. Remember, I teach y'all, they have to tell you That's the law of the Shamayam in heaven. For those who don't know that, the Most High wrote a law that the serpent have to tell you his devices when they do it. That's why they put all the stuff in the movies. They show you everything. They tell you. They tell you everything before they do it. Now, whether you listen or not, whether you believe them or not, whether you can discern through it, is up to you. But they have to. Otherwise, we'd have been done. If the Most High didn't write that as a law, a spiritual law of the heavens, or the Shamalim of existence, then we would be done as a people. There would be no way that we could be defended from the forked tongue of the serpent and their devices, because they're really cunning. The scripture talk about they're cunning. So the Most High has, look, he did it, and look he like, I did it. I told you, welcome me in. He said, I bit you because I'm a serpent. You know it. Yeah. Wow. All right. So now we're going to fast forward. He's going to tell you some of the stuff he's going to do for us, for New York City and stuff in us. And this part's disturbing to me. All right, let me go forward.
Institutions which are being emptied out all over the world, asylums and mental prisons.
Listen.
So when we allow people from prisons, when we allow people from insane asylums and mental institutions, which are being emptied out all over the world, you know, their prison populations are going way down. You know why? Because they're being dumped into the United States. When we are allowing terrorists at numbers that we've never seen before.
So listen clearly, Black people, and my Hispanic people too, people of color, listen clearly. When they speak through forked tongue stuff, they're emptying prisons. Where? You see, this is that stuff. Emptying, where? They still locking us up. Emptying it where? Where are people, where they emptying prisons, where people are getting locked up every day by the prison system is the biggest industrial system, slavery system. Where's it? Where have your, where's Pookie and Ray Ray and them? Everybody home. Like they just they open the prison gates and let everybody out. Where that at? When they locking people up every day. Okay. So again, this is the fear mongering where they put the story out like they, you know, like to make you fearful, right? Fear is the food, it's devil food, right? Fearful. Oh, that's right. Oh, yes, we need to lock more prison reform. More. See, what's the opposite of that? Lock more people up. Y'all listen clearly. So if the agenda is they letting all the people out the prison, what's the opposite of it? What can we do to stop that? Lock more people up, keep people in longer, keep people. Who's getting locked up? This is the part where you got to be wise as a serpent and understand who is they talking about? Who's the ones getting locked? It ain't, yeah. And they got all them people there, and he gonna bring some Black people up telling you all this stuff. But he just told the story, listen, of the serpent, right? And he said, you let me in, but I told you I was a serpent, right? Okay, now, so listen what he's saying.
Or remember the snake. Remember the snake. Because you're going to get bitten like you never got bitten before. And
did y'all hear that? Yeah, he mentioned the same, but he's going to go further. We're going to get there in a second. Did y'all hear that? He said, you're going to get bitten like you never got bitten before. But you think he's talking about the other. Yeah, y'all better know, wise as a serpent. Y'all, the scriptures warn you, children. And we ain't all righteous. We make mistakes, but I'm saying children who don't got an evil heart that won't just enslave a bunch of people and confine and imprison a bunch of people so you can make millions off of their misery. All right. Listen.
And you need a new person and doesn't have a clue what the hell is happening. So that's the snake. Did you enjoy the snake? On day one, I will seal the border and I will stop the invasion of our country. Very sadly, In recent years, we have also seen our city destroyed by bad radical left pro-crime policy that virtually everyone, Republican, Democrat, Independent, everyone, you all know it's a disaster. You know the names of these lunatic policies. No cash bail. Somebody kills somebody, go out, no bail, don't worry, go out and kill a couple of more people. Defund our great police, defund the police. Sanctuary cities, release violent repeat offenders from jail. Joe Biden supports all. There is no way when you watch this guy get off an airplane, he doesn't even have to talk. When he falls out of a helicopter, he's got 3 little stairs. It's not that hard. You got 2 railings. You don't fall out of helicopters. You don't fall upstairs. He falls up. He has more trouble going up than he does coming down. That's a little sick. But you're just not going to vote for him. You just not. We got to win. If we just win the state, it just puts it right.
All right. So now, the jokes, that's all good. But I want y'all to read between the lines. It's coming right now. Now he's going to tell what he's going to do, right, in this great state of New York. Once we get him, let's say, once y'all get me in, once y'all, what did he say when he read the snake story? Let me in, right? Now this report, he's going to tell what he's going to do. Listen clearly.
Right, it's such a big state. It puts it to bed. You're going to have a president and people, but you're going to have a president that understands what we have to do. We have to be nice about it, but we have to do things. And we're going to be done. And the world is going to respect us again. We were never so respected as we were 4 years ago. President Xi of China, Putin.
Let me go forward.
Very tough guy, known as a strong, like weak man, actually. I like weak men. I'd much rather have a weak man than a strong man. But he is a strong man. And they asked him, why is it that the whole world is blowing up Trump back as president, and the whole world is going to get better? Because they were afraid of Trump. They couldn't figure Trump out. Trump was a rat. I use the word respect. They respected your president. They respected the United States of America. And they're going to do it again, and it's going to happen fast. But we have to get this absolute disaster. The worst president in history. The only happy person about Joe Biden is New York's finest. I grew up with them. I know them. I love them. I love our firemen. I love our teachers. These are incredible people, and we have to bring the word respect and honor back to them, right where it belongs. A few weeks ago, I visited with a grieving family, New York police officer Jonathan Diller. What a beautiful family. He was a beautiful person. He was 31 years old, gunned down during a traffic stop by a vicious thug, and just horrible, leaving his beautiful young wife behind, a son, Ryan, behind, 1-year-old son. And it was the saddest day. It was a horrible thing. Opened the door and just started shooting him. The criminal.
R.I.P. to that police officer. Listen to the message.
Charged with savagely murdering Officer Dillon was previously arrested by the NYPD 21 times. And he was allowed to go out because of the political things they do here. I'm the only one they want to keep. If I ever said, I want no bail, they'd say, you got to pay a fortune. If I ever say, oh, no cash bail, that sounds good, that sounds good. Oh, it doesn't apply to Trump. I'm the only one it doesn't apply to, probably. And the accomplice driving the car had been arrested 14 times and was actually a far more violent person. And his nickname was Killer. They called him Killer. These dangerous and violent repeat offenders should never.
All right, so this type of rhetoric, it sounds good, but it's not specific. It's a thing that it sounds good. Okay, the driver of the car, his name was Killer. The funny thing, I know some dude, my boy that just died, his name Killer. Everybody, R.I.P. to Killer, right? He died from something that's hard or something. Probably, I don't know what Killer died from. But you see the name Killer? The Killer I knew, Killer don't kill nobody. Killer was actually a good dude, right? But that's just his nickname. Now I'm saying, I'm not defending anything. R.I.P. to that police officer. But I want to show y'all that they'll take a situation and broad brand it, and he's going to make a statement of what he wants to do, which will affect you, even though you ain't a killer, even though you would never shoot a cop or anything, because it's a general broadband. It's going to affect you, and it affects who? So it's funny, he's talking to these people like he's going to help them in their city. And a lot of the things that he's saying is going to lock up their children. All right, listen.
Never have been on our streets. Jonathan should be alive today, but they were released again and again and again.
So one thing he said, if I say no cash bail, they ain't gonna like that. If I say no bail at all, they ain't gonna like that. So within that, he's saying stuff like he's gonna try to institute something where you won't get no bail at all. Listen clearly. All of us that got arrested didn't get arrested for things we did. There's things called racial profiling and stuff like that where I'm glad I don't really drive anywhere anymore, just to be honest with you. I'm trying to stay in, I'm good, I'll stay in the house. I don't really like driving out too much because it just could be the chance I could get the wrong, shout out to all the good cops and the good police officers, but I can get the wrong one. And now I can get some Trump, a wrong, mistaken identity or whatever. And then they got this new thing where we allowed this no bail. No, right? We can't be making bail anyways. We could barely make when you give us a bail. All right? So now listen, but it sounds good when you paint it in a picture of some real violent act, right? We can paint a violent act everywhere. That don't mean the whole general. If you make a law based on this actions of these individuals, they're going to filter off because there's no policing of this. But listen.
I will not sit by and accept this reckless insanity when I am in the White House. I will stand up to the Marxist DAs and Soros prosecutors, and we will tell them no more. We're not going to stand for it. We will not let them destroy our communities. We will not let them destroy our country. There's a 53% increase in felony assaults on your subways. 53%. That's in a short period of time. Since 2019, murders are up more than 20%. Shootings are up more than 30%. I'm going to indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officials throughout the United States to protect them from being...
All right. That statement, this is not against any police officers. Shout out to the good cops. Could someone Google the word indemnify for me? Because I don't want to mistake. He said he's going to indemnify all police officers and all that. The thing that troubled me a little with this statement was there's no statement that comes after it that says I'm also going to institute something that's going to police the police, meaning to make sure that those, I guess, somebody look up that indemnify word and what it meant in that context, right? So whatever thing he's going to do, compensate someone for harm or loss. Okay. So he's going to give them money for their harm or loss. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Yahakana. Now, nowhere in this statement did I hear him say, but I'll also fund the, what's that system in the police, in the world of justice, where with the police, where they have that organization that the police have to answer to. It's called I forgot what it's called. Where if they do something wrong, right? A cop, second definition is secure someone against legal liability for their actions. That's it right there. Secure someone against legal liability for their actions. All right, so defending the actions, right? But remember, it has to be twofold. Right, I'm all for making sure that our police be, indemnified or protected or covered when they're doing their job correctly. But what about when the ones that are not doing their job correctly? How I'm not hearing nothing about that? Listen. All right, so listen. It's going to be explained.
Being destroyed by the radical left throughout the United States. Indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officials throughout the United States to protect them from being destroyed by the radical left for taking strong actions on crime. And remember,
see, these things sound good for taking, like he said, if he get in there, he's going to indemnify them, all of them, all over the United States for, Yes, the IA. Yes, that's it, Phyllis. The IA, Internal Affairs. Yes, that's what I was looking for. The IA, Internal Affairs. Right? So in that next statement, it should be, and I'm also going to indemnify and whatever for IA to make sure that the police are monitored so that the rogue ones and the bad ones don't abuse this new unbridled power I'm about to give them. Now listen to the next thing he said. This thing, that's why I was like, this is disturbing. Listen to the next thing he said.
Black, Hispanic, Asian people need this protection and safety more than anyone else. Don't ever forget it. And after years of talk by the radical left Democrats, we are going to give them the protection they need, and we're going to protect our police. We're going to make sure they do a great job. They can do it very quickly. They know who the bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know their name. They know their middle initial.
Ooh, do y'all hear that? He said, we can do it he said, we're going to make sure. Now, this is how they, remember, he read the story of the snake. I don't want y'all to forget that. And he said, remember, he said, why did you let me in? You knew I was a snake, right? He read the story. Now, he said, now, they throw that in the black, the Hispanic, the Asian. Y'all need the protection from these thugs. Remember, he said thugs earlier, right? You call them thugs, right? The killer and the other dude. RP to the cop. Of course they're thugs. We want protection from the thugs too, right? From all colors. Now listen what he said. He said he's going to, they know, he said we can do this quickly. Do what quickly? Hold on, let me put it back. Let me show y'all. Y'all better listen to these serpents when they speaking.
By the radical left for taking strong actions on crime. And remember, black, Hispanic.
Let me go back a little more. I want you to get the full.
We will not let them destroy our community, at least again and again and again. I will not sit by and accept this reckless insanity when I am in the White House. I will stand up to the Marxist DAs and Soros prosecutors, and we will tell them no more. We're not going to stand for it. We will not let them destroy our communities. We will not let them destroy our country. There's a 53% increase in felony assaults on your subways. 53%. That's in a short period of time. Since 2019, murders are up more than 20%. Shootings are up more than 30%. I'm going to indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officials throughout the United States to protect them from being destroyed by the radical left for taking strong actions on crime. And remember, black, Hispanic, Asian people need this protection and safety more than anyone else. Don't ever forget it. And after years of talk by the radical left Democrats, we are going to give them the protection they need, and we're going to protect our police. We're going to make sure they do a great job. They can do it very quickly. They know who the bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know their name. They know their middle.
They know who the bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know their names. Wow. Just a few years ago, not long, y'all remember we went through the wave of they were killing, choking us, shooting us, every time they would pull over, remember? Shooting us, just shooting people, right? Y'all remember the story of the other dude in the car with his girl and they just shooting through like, they know the bad guys. They know their names. They know. He said they can do it very quickly. Ooh, do what?
They know who the bad guys are. Police, we're going to make sure they do a great job. They can do it very quickly. They know who the bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know their name. They know their middle initial. We're going to insist that if a violent criminal murders a police officer, they receive the death penalty. It's going to be quick.
Okay. So, he said it's going to be quick, the death penalty. So, now I'm not promoting, of course, I'm not pro death penalty, or I'm not, because death row has made throughout the history of death row in this country, not political advice, a lot of people have been mistakenly put to death, later found out they were innocent. And you can't come back from death, right? So if, life in prison, if they got later proven that they were innocent, they could at least be recompensated, indemnified, I guess that's the word he said, right? And set free. But once you killed them, that's it. And he said they're going to do it quickly. Do y'all hear that? Quickly? So no due process. But what if, because I've seen plenty of it, what if that person or that institution, that officer that got killed, what if he was in the wrong and the other person was actually defending himself, but it needs to go through due process to prove that someone actually filmed it hiding in the corner somewhere, where this happens all the time. So what do you mean quickly? This stuff is dangerous stuff. It's dangerous talk. It's dangerous talk.
And I also want... It's got to be quick. A violent criminal murders a police officer, they receive the death penalty. It's got to be quick. And I also want to work with your mayor and your governor, happen to be Democrats, to clean up the homeless encampments so that you can once again enjoy your parks and your public space.
Woo! Y'all hear that? Now, first thing, not political advice. I don't believe in no death penalty. But why is it saying that if they kill a cop, they get the death penalty? But what if the cop kills them? He doesn't get the death penalty? See this unequal measure? So everything I hear, you're going to indemnify them all. It sound like you're going to give them back this unbridled power that they can do whatever they want, and they will have the backing of his administration if they make it. That sounds dangerous to me. I'm sorry, maybe some of my white brothers and sisters, that might not sound too dangerous to you, but it sounds insanely dangerous to me. I just felt I'm like, they need more policing of the police and all of that stuff. All right? That's what I was talking about, eh? Shout out to Aaron Chestnut, shout out to A. That's what I'm talking about, eh? That's why I'm like, so what? They don't get the same? They killing innocent children, everything, all of it proven in court that they did it, and they don't get the death penalty, but he's going to give someone else the death penalty quickly. Quickly. All right, now listen to this, what he just said. Listen, New York City. Listen what he said.
So your mayor and your governor happen to be Democrats, to clean up the homeless encampments so that you can once again enjoy your parks.
So he's going to clean up the homeless in New York. Now, I understand we don't like homeless, seeing them, but y'all got to understand these are some mentally impaired, some war veterans, from those, like some of them guys, they would rather, Shalayan, brother Victorious Ron, they would rather sleep in their tents and in the woods than be in some of these institutions. Listen, guys, if you ask them, because they at least have the freedom right? They can go sleep in somewhere in the park, in the woods, and try to stay out of sight. But now, listen what he said. He's going to go clean this. I seen this happen in Florida, where they went into the park, I forgot, Lake Eola Park, and it was horrible, bro. Those homeless wasn't messing with nobody. They had when the park was closed, they sleep, and they violently locked them up and all that. Now listen what he said he's going to do with them. This thing is crazy.
The bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know the job. They can do it they need, and we're going to protect our police. We're going to make sure they do a great job. They can do it very quickly. They know who the bad guys are. They know everything about them. They know their name. They know their middle initial. We're going to insist that if a violent criminal murders a police officer, they receive the death penalty. It's going to be quick. And I also want to work with your mayor and your governor, happen to be Democrats, to clean up the homeless encampments so that you can once again enjoy your parks and your public spaces. Right now, you don't have public spaces. They're occupied by migrants in tents. Pleasures as simple as a walk in the park or watching your children again play in a Little League game will come roaring back, and they're going to come back very quickly. Your lifestyle and the American dream will be with you once again. And we're going to bring it back, the American dream. You don't have an American dream right now.
Man, y'all better, I call bull. I know some bull. I mean, come on, bro. You ain't got to read me the serpent story to all that. Now all of a sudden you're going to have the American dream back? for who? What? Where we had the American dream? You see, you in the Bronx, he's talking to Black and Hispanic people, and they sitting up there, I'm like, what American dream you had? I don't know what American dream I had. The dream of hoping that I don't get pulled over when I, and that you know, that I can get shot and stuff. All right, listen.
You will be proud of children, and we will be even prouder of you. Years ago, people with severe mental illness were in mental institutions, and then a certain governor, I won't mention the name because at this point, what difference? They dumped all of them into the streets because they said those institutions were too expensive to run. So now they live on our streets, and that's what we have. This is no good for anybody. It's bad for the people who need help, and it's bad for the people of our city, and it's a horrible, horrible way to live. I want to work in partnership with your local leaders, Democrats, pretty much all, and move the severely mentally ill off your streets and back into a place where they can get help and the help that they desperately need.
Reading between the forked tongue. He said he wants to get all the homeless off the street and out the parks. And he said years ago they was in insane asylums. He want to get them back off the street. He's going to get them, he's going to get them and put them back in these institutions, the place where they ran from, the place where they don't want to be because of what was happening to them in them institutions. You understand? The drugs and the, right? He literally said, so he always said, the police know who the dangerous people are, their name, their middle name, and right, and he's gonna give them the power to it's gonna be quick. Whatever they're gonna do. I'm like, this sounds scary to me. I'm like, everybody in New York, y'all better listen to this. Now, I'm not saying vote for the other dude. I ain't saying vote for nobody. I'm just saying listen to what he said because we need to prepare. Because he's probably gonna win, more than likely. I think he's gonna win. That's how I knew they was gonna pass the spot ETF thing, because I can see what they're planning. So he's probably gonna win. So everyone, we need to be preparing for this stuff that's coming.
I want to recognize, by the way, a few very special people. You have some really great people here.
All right, now this is the part I want y'all to see, and now I'm gonna get into the story. Now listen to this part. Sorry that this took an hour, but this is real life stuff, all right? Now this is what I want y'all to see. Now he's gonna bring up the people. So he wanna bring up people who I guess look like the community, right? This is campaign and stuff. So you're gonna bring up the people and they're gonna give him his props, and we're supposed to feel secured by these people giving him their recommendation. Like these supposed to be our people. Listen.
I'm sorry I can't mention, we have congressmen all over the place, but I just can't. Congressmen's names out by a man who is a Democrat and a former member of the New York City Council, and he's been a friend of mine, and he helped me very much with the Ferry Point project and getting it working, and did a really good job. Ruben Diaz Sr. Come on up, Ruben. Good. Good. You look beautiful. Please.
Thank you. Mr. President, I am a Puerto Rican, a black Puerto Rican. I used to be.
Now the first step, I am a Puerto Rican, a black Puerto Rican. I'm gonna explain something to y'all. These are all these agenda moves. You could just said, I'm a Puerto Rican, right? What do you mean? Why you what? So if it was a lighter skinned Puerto Rican, he'd say, I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm a white Puerto Rican. Right? Right. If you Boricua, you from Puerto Rico, then you're a Puerto Rican. But listen, I'm a black Puerto Rican. Okay. Two birds with one stone. Remember, this is shilling. Okay. So now listen to this. Boy, watch this.
You a state senator for 15 years. And I used to be city council member. Today I'm here for various reasons. But I want to tell you first that as a Puerto Rican, as a Hispanic, I want to apologize to you for the conduct of Judge Juan Merchant. As a Hispanic, I want to apologize.
Thank you.
He's been used. He has been used to destroy you. But we know better than that. We know better than that. As a minister, president of the New York Hispanic Clergy Organization, I want to tell AOC, this morning, she intended to become a prophet. And she said, even God doesn't want Trump in the Bronx because it's going to rain. Madam Prophet AOC, you have become a false prophet. Look at what a beautiful day. That means that not only you guys want Trump in the Bronx, because if we're going to measure that for the weather, then I would say humbly that even God wants you in the Bronx.
Now y'all see that? Y'all remember when he gave toilet paper to Puerto Rico? That was crazy. That was a statement, right? How soon they forget, right? Now watch what this brother says right here. Watch this.
And I want to close by saying, Mr. President, I want to join you in having the Bronx great again. Please accept this Democrat, this black Puerto Rican with a kinky hair and a...
Did y'all hear that? This Democrat, this black Puerto Rican, here we go again. He got a black Puerto Rican with the kinky hair. What the? See what I'm talking about? This is what I'm talking about. These are snake too. So it's snakes. Understand? It's two snakes. So that's what I said, that the ones that they're gonna bring up there to talk on their behalf are actually snakes too. They have an agenda. He just said this black Puerto Rican, here you go again. He got to show, he's a black Puerto Rican with like kinky hair. What the hell? What does your hair got to do with any? So another Puerto Rican would have got up there and said, this white Puerto Rican with the straight hair, would you have ever heard that any other Puerto Rican get up there and say that? This white Puerto Rican with the wavy hair, right? With the kinky hair. Right there, that shows you this agenda they got. Listen to this fool.
I said this Democrat, this black Puerto Rican with a kinky hair and a broken English, please accept my endorsement for you as a president. Thank you very much.
Get your cowboy hat wearing snake fork tooth tongue right out. Now he gonna bring up another one. Watch this one. Now listen to his, I'm gonna show y'all. This is the forking of the tongue. Sorry that this is taking so long. I thought this would be like 20, 30 minutes.
Thank you very much. How nice was that? I didn't expect that. Really? That was beautiful. It's dangerous to do that. You never know what's going to come out. Maybe he'll change his mind coming up, but he doesn't change his mind. That man is a winner. He's a winner and a great man. Thank you very much, Ruben. Also with us is New York native and current U.S. Congressman. He's hot as a pistol. Oh, boy, he has a future. And he's a great friend of mine, Byron Donalds. Come up.
So listen, he said that brother doesn't change his mind. He's a winner. He did, that dude with the cowboy head, he did what he was supposed to do. Now he's calling up this next dude. He's a winner. Now this next dude, he has a future. See, I want y'all to understand and read through the code words. He has a future. He's going to say it again. He has a bright future ahead of him. Why? Because he's playing the game. He's doing what he has to do. As long as he get up here and do what he has to do and take these, or these are these commitment oaths that they take. So these subtle words, he has a bright future. He has a future. Yeah, so I guess what would you say to someone that went up there that was contrary? You don't have a future, right? Now listen, watch this.
Oh, please.
He said, give him hell.
Mr. President, there's more of them here now than when I was up about an hour and a half ago.
All right.
If there's one thing we know, is that this man was one of the best presidents this has had.
All right.
And if there's another thing that we know, is that all of you are going to make him the 47th president of the United States.
That's it. He did his job.
Thank
Watch
you, Byron. This. Great. What a good future. Here as well is right.
He said, thank you, Brian. Great. What a good future. See, you did good. He came up there and said just one word. Did his job. What a good future you got. See, these are the key words. These are the things I want y'all to see. Yeah, make sure, reminder to make sure. Yeah, come on, Kayana. She said that's a reminder of him to make sure he doesn't say anything wrong or flip his script. Your future is at stake. You see, these are those words coming out that, that's what I'm pointing out. See, I read through script. I read through the lines. Right? Your future. And after he did his job, he said he got a great future ahead. Right? Now watch this.
Rapper, Chef G. Does everybody know future? Here is... Thank you, Byron. Great. What a good future. Well is rapper, Chef G. Does everybody know Chef? Where is Chef G? Where is he? Come on up, fellas. Rapper Sleepy Hollow.
Oh my God. See, this is where it just gets disgusted. I'm like, y'all black people, man. Black people, bro.
Come on up here, fellas.
Chef G and Sleepy Hollow. I don't know who neither one of them is, by the way, just so y'all know. I don't know who neither one of these is. I don't know who no Chef G or no Sleepy Hollow is. I ain't never even heard of them. All right. Look at him. Look at with the gold chains and like, oh my goodness. This is clown show stuff. This guy's stuff. This stuff like this is literally parading your ignorance in front of you. You can you imagine what white America that's watching this thing, they look like, oh, look at that. What is going on here? Look at this dude.
One thing I want to say.
Now, you know doggone well our mamas taught us better than this. Oh, thank you. Aaron said they drill rappers from Brooklyn. Now, our mamas done taught us better than this, Aaron. Thank you for letting me know, Aaron. I'm older, but they was a baby when I was running the streets of Brooklyn and stuff. They was in their mama, they was in their daddy nutsack probably. I don't know, or a little 2-3 years old running around when I was running in those streets doing my sin and degradation. So I understand they, you know, but that's why I don't know who they are. So thank you for letting me know, Brother Aaron. Now, listen, guys. Now, you know, our mamas taught us much better. I don't care when we was in that, you know, that pop us right in the head. You are not going in front of that TV on camera. You're going to get dressed, clean yourself up. Go on, get your hair braided to the back. Get your cornrows to the back. Go on, get your hair braided. Put on a nice shirt or something. If you ain't going to put on a nice, you know, nice overcoat, you don't got to have a suit and a tie, but you're going to clean up, take all that crap off your neck. You go on in front of the public. Put a nice clean shirt on, look presentable. Y'all know even when we was in the hood, she wasn't letting us go nowhere like that, pop you in the head. I ain't have a mama, but my grandma would have popped the mess out of me. Boy, where you think you going looking like that? Looking crazy in front of people.
One thing I want to say, they always gonna whisper your accomplishments and shout your failures. Trump gonna shout the wins for all of us.
Oh my goodness. Now these are the same people. Now he just said the police know your name. They know your middle name. They can do it fast around like, but again, they are these. So if you get called up to do something like this, trust me, that means you're down with the program. You see? You ain't getting up there if you ain't down with the program. So whoever these drill rappers are, if I was in their hood in Brooklyn, I'd be side-eyeing the mess out of them. I would not be talking about, oh, I seen you on the thing, Joe shut. I'd be like, bro, I need to stay far away from whatever, you know, that stuff don't mix. You heard? All right. So now, that's something ain't right. Their kid's a gang member. Now he federal. I know, right? Thank you, Aaron Urbans. That's what I'm talking about, Aaron. He like that stuff don't add up. Now, I'm not promoting no type of let's end this. Let's get this off the screen. Now we can get started with tonight's story. I'm not promoting no type of you know, street crime. And remember, I repent for my errors when I was young. But that's one thing we didn't do. You're not gonna be up there standing with the B system, right? No disrespect, but with the system, and then come back to the hood, and we gonna be like, you tripping? You ain't. I'm like, whoa! I don't want I'm gonna be nice to you. I'll be like, how you doing, Mr. Sleepy Hollow, sir? Oh, and have a nice day. I don't want to be on your bad side. You've got friends in places that I don't want nothing to do with. Places that I'm hiding from. That don't make sense. Yeah, Aaron says something ain't right. That kid's a gang member. Now he federal now. Now he work. Oh man, y'all tripping. Y'all better understand. All right. So anyway, all right. I just wanted to point that out. I'm sorry that it took an hour and a half, but these are real life things that's happening right now. And right before, when I just got to get started tonight, Larry, I seen she sent me this thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta say something to the people in New York. Just be careful, right? Now we all gotta be careful because he said they just hanging out with the gov, like, right? You just a buddy old pal with with all the chains. You look like a thug. That's the thing, guys, that'll throw you for a loop, right? I'm like, you look thugger. Right? Your pants probably hanging all off his butt, right? But you up there, that's something don't make, that don't, what something ain't right, man. I don't know, bro. I'm too old for this world. I'm too old for what's going on now. This stuff crazy. So what I want to point out though is, again, who like, I'm not political advice, none of that. I'm just giving observations of what I've seen and heard. He read a story of the serpent. He told you what he's going to do for the police. He didn't say he's going to do anything to put in there the police to make sure that the bad ones don't start shooting us and locking us up for anything to quote, to fill agendas and stuff like that. And he said he's gonna go for no cash bails and death penalty fast and quickly, and they're gonna wipe all the homeless off the streets and put them into asylums, back into institutions and stuff. Like, bro, all that stuff just here. I'm sorry. And he gonna make it. What do you say? He gonna make it back to old Levittown and what the American dream and all that ain't for us. The American dream was us being slaves, and the powers that be off the backs of the So right. So yes. So just know, more than likely he's going to win. More than likely, and we need to prepare for what's coming. That means we got dark days coming. So-called poor and black people. So we need to prepare. You need to be very astute and be very aware, because this is going to affect, if it doesn't affect you, my black brothers and sisters who are older, and some of my melanated brothers and sisters. Now, I'll be giving warning more to the black, because we're still at the bottom. And a lot of the Hispanics, no disrespect, my grandfather's Puerto Rican, so I got some Puerto Rican in my grandfather from Mayagüez, right? So y'all get out your feelings back. I just tell the truth. I'm sorry. I don't sugarcoat for none of y'all. I don't give a crap, even the blacks who sold us out. You understand? I don't sugarcoat for none of y'all. Y'all know a lot of Hispanics, they don't identify with us. Okay? That's why that dude come up, I'm black Hispanic, what that can't get hair. No, that's why you got to say all that. Right? So it's like, I'm not the type that like because a lot of them, they'll get down with the brown and say with it, but then they get their stuff and they go on and they not black no more. So I got to speak to the black brothers and sisters, because that's who really at the bottom. That's who they really after. Okay? But it affects them too. Shout out to my good Hispanic brothers and sisters. Shout out to my good black brothers and sisters. Shout out to my good white brothers and sisters. Shout out to my good whatever, Arabs or Asian, whatever, because you got good and bad in all people. But these things are going to affect the so-called black people first. The children of the book first. That's who's going to get the brunt of it all. So there's some dark stuff coming. There's some dark stuff coming, my black brothers and sisters, so-called. All right? We just need to prepare for it and know, because he's going to make it. He's probably going to win. All right? And so it ain't going to be good. So I'm going to keep y'all abreast and try to keep y'all to prepare financially, learning this digital currency and everything to try to prepare. Oh, that's what I was saying. If it doesn't affect us, because I try not to drive too much. I try to stay in the house as much as I can. That's where I'm at. I ain't trying to be out there in somebody's mistaken identity and get some crazy cop that get mad because the way I look or something like that, or whatever, have a bad day, or some serpent cop. I mean, I'm in a whole mess going some court system. But a lot of y'all are younger and y'all go out to live y'all life, especially living in places like New York City and stuff like these cities. I already know what y'all facing every day. That's why I'm out in the country basically now. I'm basically I just teach this word. I try to stay in the house, honestly. I done lived 9,000 lifetimes. I'm good, right? So what I'm saying, it's going to affect your children's, your grandchildren, your cousins, your auntie, even your dads. You understand? This thing talking about he know their name and they know who all the bad people are. Man, they got a whole what they call that thing they used to do, stop and frisk and racial profiling, just because we driving in the car. I'm scared because I got to drive in the car. Come on, bro. They know. Yeah, they know, because they see this. That's how they know who the bad guys is. All right. I'm just saying, guys, just just keep your head on swivel and understand it's going to get darker now. It's definitely going to get darker. All right? All right. So I didn't know that was going to take 2 hours. All right. I wish I would have did the story first and then did this at the end. But I guess this is too important. That's the Most High. It's Most High first. So for those who came for the story, I apologize. Story starts now, 1 hour and 41 minutes. I know I done lost Lil E. He probably gone. So, all right. And now I'm tired. I'm like, crap, I definitely should have started off with the story first. I'm like, now, all right. All right, let's get started. Let me put the thumbnail. That'll get me in. Let me put the thumbnail on the screen, and then I got to walk myself into this story. All right. So the story tonight, I wish I could just close out now. That would make everybody mad. Like, what the world? We ain't come here for no for no lesson. We came here to hear the story. You lost your mind. Unsubscribe. That's what, all right. So let me hold on. Where's my thumbnail? Go to my thumbnail. Bang. Double click it. Bang. Thank you, daughter. Yeah. Double click it. And then, why is it so big? Make it smaller. Right? And then come over here to y'all. Thank you, Larry, y'all, for putting the title up there. Then go to present, share screen, window. Hopefully I ain't lose my New Yorkers over there. All right. So yes, at 12. I'm definitely closing out. I can get this done in an hour and a half. All right. Just close out. Yeah, I'm gonna get this done. All right. So I wish I would just started with this first and did this front thing later. All right. So the title is Wild Man. Oh, there you go. The thumbnail's on the screen. Hold on. Let me get it set up right. Let me make it bigger. Oh, it didn't get bigger. Okay, I can make. Oh, that's because that's the wrong image. All right, hold on. Let me grab another image. I'm like, why is it so small? It's because that's the wrong image. Stop share. Let me grab my other image, the bigger one. Close that. Where is it? There you go. Close you. Where are you? You're right there. Double click you. Bang. There you go. Now come back over here. Now present, share screen, window. Shout out to Young Humpty out there in California. Shout out to Young Humpty. Young Humpty be touring. He's took over Digital Underground and Humpty Hump. He touring all over Las Vegas and the world. You catch his show, he got a dope show. All right, there you go. Now the thumbnail. Now we cooking with olive oil. Now it's big. So this is the thumbnail. The title of the video is Wild Man, Roosevelt Villains, Detention Center, Lil E, Wild Man. Oh, that's the thing. She always put the title of the thumbnail. No, the title of the video is, I think is Wild Man, New York City Night Basketball Games. That's it. Wild Man, New York City Night Basketball Games. Lavia, you don't have to put the title of the thumbnail when you put it. Just only put the title of the video. You be confusing me. I'm like, huh? I'm going to read the thumbnail anyway. Just put the title of the video. Thank you, daughter. Yeah. So the title of the video is Wild Man, New York City Night Basketball Games, Warzone, Centennial Park, Lil E during the crack era. Now, Centennial Park is a park in Roosevelt, Strong Island. The last couple of lives, I told stories about Roosevelt. When the last one, when the dude tried to take my gazelles, when we did the performance, the Nasty Four, and I got chased by the dogs, that was Roosevelt. The one with Rashallah and, well, that wasn't Roosevelt, but, and Rashallah and them is from Freeport. But Roosevelt and Freeport is kind of combined. But anyway, and then the story that I said of Busta Rhymes, that one when I was in Roosevelt, when the guy, actually the only person, I think that's the only person that ever actually successfully robbed me. He actually got my chain. That story, when we did the battle, when we did the the Busta Rhymes story and Leaders of the New School. I did that on St. Last channel. Shout out to Jim Pop TV out there. Jim Pop, the followers of St. Last channel. Shout out to Jim Pop, Louis V, and all everybody. All right, Connecticut in the building and stuff. All right, so that story, that's Roosevelt. All right, so Roosevelt got a lot of places. So now this story takes place, I can't remember the exact years because it was, I wish I could. I wish Lil E was here now. That's why I should have got started early. When he was here, he could have helped me out. But I think it was probably around let me see. I got my house in 99. Okay. All right, good. Because in 1999, that's when I had that riot of suicide over my life. And I almost took my life. I didn't tell that in the story yet. I'm going to tell it on this channel. It got so rough for me. And so 2000, because 2000, that's when I started back hard. And then I bought the Green 5 Series. So this before that. So this is when I had the Mazda 929. So this had to be 1998 or something. 1990. This is the late 90s. All right. So it's the late 90s. Okay. So now, yeah, that's funny. Larry, I said the video you just showed kind of go with the thumbnail because that's what you're going to do. Lock everybody up in detention centers and stuff, right? Now this thumbnail is very intentional. So I found this video. These brothers here are from Roosevelt. And that dude right there is a very, I don't know, Child Unique said he's still here. All right. Hopefully Lil E still watching too. So, and shout out to Mooka, Keith. So this dude is a Crip. He probably still is, right? And this dude is very, very dangerous dude. Was, right? I'm not speaking nothing over nobody, but the reason why they're taking this picture, this dude is called Thor, and this dude is called something. But they do this great thing in Crips. I guess New York or Strong Island, I don't really know what that really is, but it's like grimy stuff. But it's Crips. Crips are strong in Roosevelt. They were then anyway. So this video that I took this image from right here on the screen was 13 years ago. That's when I came home. And I was in there with Crips, my story on the channel. And I met this looked like the dude, honestly, that's what bugged me out when I seen him. This looked like the dude with my story of Tuck, the Rolling 60 Crip from Roosevelt on my channel. When I was in jail, that story, and I said we went to Rec, the gym, and this little Crip from Roosevelt kid, little dark skin, this dude was a straight maniac killer dude. I was like, you could tell Darkness, he kind of looked like this dude. When I was watching the video, certain faces he made, I was like, that looked like that dude, but I don't know if it's him. So again, we're not paying, but this video that I took this image right here from, they made this video 13 years ago. And this big dude from Roosevelt here, his name Thor, he a big dude, right? You know, when the people in the hood got named like Thor or stuff like that, and they big, that mean they could fight too, right? I could tell. I'm like, he got half his tooth knocked out his mouth. Like, yeah, this big dude probably knocking dudes out, right? So, but they made this video. The reason why they at the detention center, this is the youth detention center, or this building right here, and my channel, the Black Viking, my story of the Black Viking, Lil Ra, this is the detention center that he got locked up in. When he got caught with my gun, my little son, back then, that story. And then they shipped him to the Bronx, and and then he went upstate to Highland and all that. He went in the Bronx. I don't think it was Spofford. It was the other one or whatever. But before they shipped him, he was, yep. So E know him too. He said, that's Kelly C. Yep. So he a famous dude, right? Lil E. Okay, Lil E still here. Good. I'm glad you're here, E. Let's go. All right, help me out, right? So the reason why I took this image of this dude, he a powerful presence in the Crip world back then. I don't want to speak for now because this was 2013. But what they was doing was they was going to the detention center to speak to the youth and tell them don't join the gangs. So hopefully this brother Kelly C, I'm sure that's why Lil E know him, facts. So hopefully he's still on that type of time, right? And so his hat and his shirt is a Cookie Monster. And y'all remember the Cookie Monster was blue. He wore blue and everything. That's why I laughed at that. So that, that be, and so they also had a blood with them. So they took a like a strong Crip that was in the hood in the streets back then, and a strong blood who are trying to give back to the youth and tell them don't follow the path they took. So that's why they're standing in front of the detention center, because they just came out from speaking to the youth. So this Crip, shout out to him for that. Hopefully he's still on that type of time, telling the youth don't follow the path of, of gang life, because he know where it leads to, right? And that's why I do this channel. I'm telling these stories not to glorify my path, because it got me 25 to life. You feel me? You hear me? It got me a 15 to life 20. The Most High gave me a second chance, so I'm able to take my second chance at life and try to teach everybody, don't make the mistakes I made. All right. And I just missed this generation. Let me let y'all know. Let me be clear. If I was born about 3 years later, or 4 or 5 years, I would have been probably the biggest blood you ever seen in your life. Because I have influence. I would have probably I would probably be life in prison, first of all. Right? Unless the Most High gave me a second chance again. But I'm thankful that by the time the Bloods and stuff and the Crips came to New York, I was already an OG. I was already gone from the hood, basically, for the most part. I was already like retiring. And when my generation was a nation of gods and earth. Their generation after that, after the system wiped the nation of gods and earth, because they don't want us to have knowledge and wisdom and understanding and cultural refinement. They don't want to teach us civilization. They don't want the woman to cover themselves and everything. No, they pumped the gangs. When they got rid of the nation of gods and earth and entitled us like a hate group, like we hate the devil. We try to say the white man is the devil. Let me explain something to y'all. The nation of gods and earth, don't let them pump that racism. Oh, they hate the white man. They say the white man is the devil. You know what the nation of gods and earth's lessons teach? Shout out to Drizzy, Buffalo, New York in the building. It don't just teach the white man is the devil. Let me explain this to you. The saying in the nation of gods and earth says, yeah, white man the devil, some of them, but it says the worst devil is the black devil. See, I meant to put that in the Jay-Z video, because they talked about that with the TMZ, when they was talking about the chain or the universal flag, they was like, oh, it's a hate group that says the white man is the devil. But they conveniently leave out that the teachings of the nation of gods and earth says that the worst devil is a black devil, because he is the one that could come amongst you and talking to the black people, the so-called black man, woman, and child. He could come amongst you and make you think he one of your own, but he's really a devil. But no, they only try to say they taught that only the white man. No, it taught that man has good God and devil. It's what you choose to live out. So you got black devils, white devils, oh yeah, snakes, serpents. So I want to clarify that. So now, these brothers in this thumbnail right here, they was going to speak to the youth. All right. So that's why I grabbed this. Now, the other image to the left, that's Centennial Park. Let me make it bigger. Here we go. Let's walk this down. This is Centennial Park in Roosevelt. Lil E, you should have a flashback from this. I really wish Lil E could have been on the screen with me right here. This street right here, Lil E, I know you remember this. This, guys, when I'm telling this story, thank to the Most High, I got the image to show y'all what I'm about to tell y'all now. We was walking down, I know you remember this just as clear as day, E. We was walking down this street right here. Y'all see them playing basketball? The basketball, it was night. It was a night basketball game. New York City had night basketball games. Ain't nothing like the summertime in New York City. Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Polo Grounds, Harlem, Strong Island, we got it too. You heard? I know they got it in Suffolk County. I know they got it up in Rochester and Mount Vernon. I know they got it everywhere. Roosevelt, one of the grimiest hoods in my generation. But this is a little after my generation. I'm going to walk it down. Let's go. I'm in the spirit now. I'm in the story now. Let's go. Let's go. We in. We in. Now, this, me and Lil E, I'm going to double back though. But I want to show y'all, I'm breaking the thumbnail down now to walk y'all down so y'all get some understanding of what's happening. It's a late night summertime Centennial Park basketball game. Roosevelt is our rival hood, especially this generation. This generation I'm talking about is little E generation. Remember I said, yeah, I'm about to tell it, little E. Let me walk it down and you can fill me in and anything I forget and leave out. Right? Now, and then I'm gonna put some of your comments on the screen when we get to that part of the story. So whatever you write, when I'm telling, whatever you want to add in, if you don't want to say, I'll put it on the screen and break down what you say. But let me get to the parts first. I don't want to give it away before we get there. We're telling the story. It's good storytelling. E, you gotta let me walk it down first, right? So now, me and Lil E was walking up this sidewalk right here, guys. Literally. I found in this video, I found it. I was like, yes, I can show them what I'm talking about. And as we walking up this sidewalk, I'm looking in the park. All the basketball games is going on. This dude is dunking. They threw him an alley-oop and he dunking. Oh, this hood ball. This New York City stuff right here. This the hood. Roosevelt Hempstead is the hood. You heard? I'm talking about hood. You come near, you're going to get yourself laid down. That's why this big gun is right here in this thumbnail. You're going to get clapped back. I don't care where you come from. You come here front, you ain't going to leave. That's just how we are. It's any hood you go to. Go to Brooklyn front, go to the Bronx front, go to some hood, go to New Orleans front, go to ATL, go somewhere fronting in the hood, you ain't coming back. So just let y'all know, this is the story. This is Roosevelt. Now, I'm gonna double back. I'm just giving y'all, I'm breaking the thumbnail down right now. I remember me and little E was walking up this sidewalk. Little E was heavy. And I'm gonna double back. I'm gonna tell you, he was heavy in jewelry. You're gonna like this, E. You're gonna like this story, E. He was heavy. I'm gonna tell y'all what he had on and all that. And as we walking, I'm looking at the park. I'm looking at the ball game and my spirit, my rayak, I was always sharp and on tune. My rack was like, nah, something ain't right. Something ain't right. And Lil E, we walk. I don't remember who it was, Lil E. You can write if you remember who was with us. Because I know it's about 3 or 4 of us in your car. Right? And I just was like, as so we're walking, so this is a sidewalk and all these cars, right? So during the basketball game and night game, this is a car show. Like cars are driving, like you have cars with big systems, BMWs and Benzes and, people showing off their cars and people, girls all on, because you got to walk around, people walking, it's crowded, basketball game late night. So this picture I got right here, this is daytime. They just playing the game. It ain't the late night basketball game. So it's crowded, it's popping. It's you in the heat of everything. It's popping. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like going to the Rucker or going somewhere in Brooklyn, going somewhere wherever you at, California, street ball, nighttime basketball games where everybody crowded, cars, car show, girls all over. So I'm walking and I'm like, something ain't right, bro. Something ain't right. And now it's a long street because we had to park far because this street right here is full of cars. So we had to park E's BMW, and I'm about to show y'all his BMW in a minute, right? We had to park his BMW far away in the streets and walk all the way up to the park. So we walking up this street right here, Centennial Park in Roosevelt, Strong Island, right? And we walking up this street right here, and as we get closer, so as we keep going up, it's an entrance way to get into the park. So as we walking up and we get nearer to the entrance into the park, my spirit is like, yo, something ain't right, bro. My rayak, my spirit is like, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. And I listen. So guys, y'all listen to that intuition. Y'all listen to the spirit. That's the Holy Spirit speaking to you. Always listen. When that intuition is telling you, stop, something ain't right, you better listen. Don't ignore that. The reason why I'm alive here telling you all these stories is because I always listen to that intuition. And now I know it's the Holy Spirit, the Rayak HaKodesh in Hebrew. You heard? Your intuition. So listen, guys. Now, let me rewind. I just want to, so they're playing, this is the park, right? And these some goons from Roosevelt, right? This big Thor dude and this Crip dude right here. Hopefully this Crip dude, he is still alive, and hopefully he's still trying to teach the youth to, not follow his footsteps. But I know dangerous dudes when I see dangerous dudes. I read spirits. And when I watched the video, I was like, and he did certain things where he looked at the camera, I said, ooh, he a beast. Oh, I know a beast when I see a beast. He a beast, right? All right. So now, here we go. So the thumbnail and the title, so it says, Wild Man, New York City night basketball games, a war zone. And then the description, I said, there was a war between Roosevelt and Hempstead at this time. All right, here we go. Now, this generation is after my generation. This is a generation of Parkside and Hempstead of the generation after me. This is little E and them, right? They're about like 7, 6, 5, 6, 7 years under me, right? This generation in Park, so my generation in Parkside from the 80s and stuff, we created Parkside. This is my hood in Hempstead, Strong Island on the Hills, Campbell Park. My building is called Parkside Projects, Parkside Gardens. But the neighborhood wasn't called Parkside. We used to call it the Hills or Campbell Park. But my generation, we named our hood Parkside. And I'm going to tell stories how we pushed it to its brink, right? But then a killing happened. Someone died, and the police was after Parkside for it, my generation. So everybody kind of went into hiding and stuff. They found out who did it and all that stuff. The persons did it in jail for no unsolved crimes here. We don't do that here, right? Because there's no statute of limitation on killing. So they found out who killed him. The person's in jail, did his time and everything. But at that time, this happened at the Korean ballroom. I'll bring that story out another time when I go back in history. But that's what stopped us from, like, anybody. So the police had anybody from Parkside, they was looking to try to charge you with this murder, right? So everybody was like, yo, we stopped pumping Parkside, right? So we kind of dispersed the Parkside thing because a body, they was trying to pin this body on somebody, and they found out who did it and stuff. So RIP to the brother from Freeport who got killed, all right, and his family. My condolences, right? But my hood was so wild back then that they would, my generation Parkside, they was wild. Once they get going, they'll kill somebody by accident. And what I mean is once they start beating on you that's what happened. They killed the boy they don't mean to kill him, but they beat him to death. And that's what I used to warn them about. Bro, y'all got to stop. Y'all be wilding too much, and it's too many of y'all, and y'all been to kill somebody not even meaning to kill them. I used to save people like that. I've saved a lot of people. That's why I said on the other lie. Because I see like, yo, it's too much. I stop. Nah, stop, guys. Get off. Because y'all going to keep punching and kicking and doing whatever. And next thing you know, by the time y'all finish, the person dead. And everybody like, oh, crap. Man, not cool, bro. All right. So now, our generation, we disbanded because there was a unsolved murder. And then until the police found out who did it, and they locked them up and everything. But by then, we had went our own ways. So we were still Parkside, but the next generation under us, that's little E and them, and the Hendersons. Shout out to Bad News, shout out to Boot, shout out to Live, shout out to Big Walt. All right, who else? And Kaylin and them, and their little brother, it's a bunch of them. Shout out to the older Henderson, Stay and Maxine, right? The Henderson family, my little Mighty K and them. And this is when the little rapper A Plus got his record there. Little A Plus, the rapper. Shout out to Ralph Mann and all of them, right? And then his little brother Scully got 25 to life. That's my song. They in my song. All this stuff is in my song. So this generation that came under us, they picked up the Parkside banner. So for us that are older, the things we do, we influence the generation under us, whether it's good or bad, right? So if you're doing bad and you promoting gangs or you promoting killing, you promoting all that, the generation under you going to look up to you. That's like I looked up to those people above me who was doing all their, right? So that's why the elders, we need to repent and come back and tell them, don't follow after me. I was wrong, right? That's why we need leaders and fathers in the community. That's why they took that out of our communities, took all the leaders. And so we have nobody to look up to but those in the streets in their sin and error. So after we, went on just getting our money and stuff, the young generation picked up the Parkside thing. And they was even worse than we were. They was wild dogs. They wild. Them boys was wild. That generation of Parkside, they call them Parkside Massacre and the Parkside Coalition. Now, you already know if you name yourself Massacre, they name themselves Parkside Massacre. That let you know what type of time they on, right? That's when we got to the point where they wouldn't let no Parkside in the clubs and stuff. And all that. I'm like, they was getting banned from everywhere. They were wild. It was a bunch of them. They took our sin and wildness to the next level, right? To the next level. Tonight's story is about one of them. His name is Wild Man. That lets you know right there. Let me tell you something. If you're in any hood, right, in America or wherever in the world, you could be in another country too, and that somebody introduce you to some dude in the hood, and you in the ghetto, and he said, this Wild Man, that lets you know right there that he ain't he ain't tame. That's why I said the dude on the screen, this dude, the big dude, his name Thor. That's why I said, oh Lord. So see, I know by the names. You better read graffiti in the hood you go to. You better hear these names. You understand? You better hear the name. All right. Now, sometimes it could trick you. Somebody could be named Killer or something, or saying something. But when you read the energy of the person, and if the name matched the energy, that's telling you. So Wild Man was a little, shout out to Ty Fields. I wish Taste was here. That's his little cousin. I knew them, Derek, and Wild Man was Derek, and the other one, Damage. I think his name. I forgot. Little E. What's Wild Man little brother name? I think it was Damage. So they're little Derek and Darius, I think. I remember them, they little. That's what I said. See, we was a generation over them. All right? Unique said, I remember I went to a spot and they said, yo, Unique, we can't let you in. You from Parkside. Unique said, yeah. All right. So they had a whole thing, no Parkside lot. That was because that generation, Lil E and them, the Parkside Massacre them, when Lil A Plus was rapper. You had brothers like Boot Knock. You had Lover. Shout out to Lover. You had what's the S1. You had Country. You had Demo. You had Bad News. Y'all hear these names? Bad News, Demolition, and Country, because he was Country. Country is knocking people out. You heard? You had Wild Man. You had Danger. My boy C. Roney. You had then you had my little Mighty K, Wally B, Doc. Oh, it's a bunch of us. Big Walt. I mean, it was like 50 of them. Like they come in deep, and it's a million of them, and they crazy. They bout that life, literally. They took Parkside thing to another level. Now, when my generation, the 70s generation and early 80s of the early crack era, We was about that life, official. But Roosevelt, I think in my generation, Roosevelt was the most dangerous. They were the most grimy. Roosevelt had they were the most grimy. Out of Hempstead, Freeport, Westbury, Long Beach, these are the hoods in Nassau County, the ghettos, who gonna be in that jail if you get caught up in that jail. If you young, you go to that detention center, that's who's gonna be in there. The one that's on the street, that detention, they gonna be in there. You're gonna have a problem if you ain't got established. You ain't from one of them hoods and official. Now, that's my generation. Roosevelt was like the most dangerous. I think Roosevelt, I would give them that prop. They was the most grimy, But that changed. I didn't know that. The next generation, Parkside, the massacre, Hempstead became the most dangerous. So when my generation was Roosevelt, I didn't know that until when I went to jail with them, and Roosevelt dudes, no disrespect, but they was like, yo, they was kind of shook. They was like these Hempstead, them Parkside dudes. Them Hempstead dudes was on one. Shout out to the Crown Heights. Shout out to Terrace Avenue. But tonight's story is about Parkside. I'm going to tell some stories about the Heights and Terrace. So I got y'all coming. Shout out. Shout out to Lucky Ra. Shout out to Ra from Crown Heights. Their generation. This Lucky Ra generation. This Ra generation. One day, hopefully, Ra get up here and tell a story with me. It was his birthday when he was supposed to come before, so we had to cancel that one. All right? So this Ra generation, because that's why I want Ra to fill me in on some of the story, what happened in his generation. And Parkside, remember my story on my channel of Little Ra, my son, he's the generation under Lil E. Lil Ra was a baby Parkside, and he was crazy. Remember what I said? He was like, Parkside, remember I said the little dudes on the Heights was going to kill him, and they jumped him on terrace. He didn't care. Parkside till I die. He used to walk to the project. I'm like, what is wrong? Boy, you ain't never lived in the projects. What's wrong with you? You couldn't take it out of him. Sometimes it be in the DNA. He made his own name, Lil Ra. He made his own name. All right. So, E, what was Wild Man's brother name? Danger? What was his name, Lil E? I can't remember his name. I think it was Danger. Because we're gonna tell his story another time too. All right. So now, so tonight is about Wild Man and Lil E. Now, Parkside at this time, they were, because A+, the rapper, had a record deal, and A+ he got big in the music industry. He was down with the Lost Boys and Cannabis and Universal Music Group, and he had Reebok commercials and Drastic. That's his name. Thank you, E. A Wild Man and Drastic. Now, you know, if somebody nicknamed Drastic, you ain't write these names. We got all these. We got these. We keep these names, right? Drastic, right? All right. So now the now it's a bunch of them. Now they coming up. Now my little son, Lil Ra, he came up under them. He was a little boy, and they became baby. But then that's when they were baby bloods. So then after this generation, this is when the bloods started to come in to New York. So remember, now we in the early 90s. Well, no, because the bloods, yeah. So I don't remember, because I know the bloods really came in about 91. And that was with the one with the one leg. What's my little man from the Drive with one leg? Lil Dame and them. But yeah, but they weren't blood yet on Parkside. So I don't remember what year. Lil E, you remember what year this was? If you can remember, E, give me a time frame of what year this story is. All right. So anyway, so I'm setting the stage, guys. So I was hanging on Parkside with the young boys now. Now I'm not supposed to be there because I'm a little older. I'm, retired. But it was because when A+, so I was still rapping with IU, because Granddaddy IU, and Little Mighty K, my little man, Little Mighty K, was rapping, and A+ had his record deal, and Barbara, A+ moms, Barbara Mann, shout out to Barbara. She, because Barbara used to mess with KG from Public Enemy, the Bomb Squad, Hank Shockley brother. And Barbara, something happened, and Barbara was like, she said, yo, Rod, could you watch over A+? Because he's in the industry, and she knew from the Nasty Four, you know, we created hip hop. We one of the children of the creation of hip hop. We first generation from Cold Crush 4 and Fantastic 5 and all that. You know what I mean? We first generation hip hop. So we famous. Like I told y'all Nasty Four stories. So she like, I feel safer, Rod, if you can go with A+ when he goes, you know, in the limo when he got to do, and I'm like, Barbara, I'm not. And she like, you know, well, you know, he's gonna follow after these Parkside because A+ was younger. So he looking up to Bad News and, you know, and Demo and them and Lover and them and Live and them and shout out to Live too and all them, right? He looking up to them, right? And Boot and everybody. And but them Parkside boys is wild, right? So it was a wild life. So he can get himself into some trouble, right? So I was like, all right, cool. I got you, Barbara. So now she wanted me like kind of be a chaperone. So now I'm running around with A+ and Mighty K was his little hype man. So me and Mighty K was rapping together. So now I'm on Parkside with them. So I'm around them. Shout out to what's his name? Big Dad and them and Hassan. Shout out to Hassan and them, right? So and Buddha Blab and well, LL is my generation, Game 7 and all of them. So anyway, so I'm around Parkside with this next generation. I'm there with the Massacre, Green IV and all of them, right? So I'm there, right? So this was Prodigy from Mobb Deep. I'm from Hempstead, close to the Shacks from Parkside. He running with Money Knowing them. So this is a Hempstead Parkside thing, right? These boys crazy, right? That's why Prodigy from Mobb Deep made that song and all that, right? So anyway, they on one. Now, I found out that they are the most feared of all Strong Island. Everybody hate them. They are terror. So they got war with Roosevelt. So they are like in the Nassau County Jail, like abusing people, right? So it's a real war. All right. So now I'm setting that foundation. And Roosevelt's still official, but those young boys at that time wasn't as powerful as the Parkside dude. They was like, but they still official. They still gonna hold it down. Listen clearly. So now, this is the time frame. We used to be at the park. It's all the time at night. It's summertime. We be out there all night playing ball in the park and cards and just playing, you know, it's Parkside. I'm running with them. I shouldn't. I'm a little older. Now, I'm not, you know, running with them, but I got A+ in them in the car. That's why I told the story. Remember I told the story in the channel where I took A+ in them to wine dance, to meet them girls, and the police had us on the ground and all that. I'm chaperoning them. To me, Mighty K, A+, Lil Scully. I got a song. I should have played it tonight. I was going to play it. But anyway, so now this is the Parkside Massacre. So you got Wild Man and Drastic, and they at their height, right? They're fearless. They so crazy, they don't care. They just crazy. They get together, and everywhere they go is chaos. Facts. Wherever they at, it's a hot mess. All right. So now, I in my song, yeah, when the police pulled us over, that story. So in my song, the one that I be playing on here, I actually talk about it, right? Because I made that song in 2005, and it was way after that, but I was talking about, you know, my upbringing, my life on Parkside. And I actually talked about it, right? And in the song, I said, hold on, let me show y'all. In the song, I said, let me do this one. This one. Oh, I can't do it that way. Close that. Give me a second. I'm going to show y'all something. Stop share. I got to do it this way. Close that. Take that. Where you at, thumbnail? Right there. Yeah, we about to get started. We walking it down. All right. So in this, come back to y'all. Bang. Present. Share screen. Bang. Share. So in this song, my rap name was Luciano back then, Lucky Luciano. You wanna know why they call me Lucky Lucia? They call me Lucia because I like to talk that too. All right. So anyway, that just was a rap name. All right. So that's me and my brother from Harlem making this song, right? This song. All right. So I'm telling the story in this song about, so this is 2005, about my past, right? So in the song, listen.
Joey Mecca. So this one's personal to me right here. This shit is the truth. Hip-hop needs some real truth right now. You feel me? I really seriously think hip-hop needs me right now. All these clown rappers, all this make-believe, y'all ride with it. I told two texts when I'm in irony of the street. Then go beat Lex and tell him why I'm in all this heat. It seems to be a thing that we born within this ghetto. A hot jump shot.
All right, so now I'm breaking it down. Right? I told two texts. That's when I'm a two-gun toter. When I'm in the irony of the streets, then go beat Lex, my boy from Harlem, tell him why I'm on this heat. It seemed to be a thing that we born within this ghetto. A hot jump shot. You see? Basketball. Tonight's story. A book of rhymes. Be a rapper, a basketball player, or this metal. Or you toting that gun to get that money. You either gonna rap, play sports, or you're going to have to tote that gun. It seemed to be a thing that we're born with in this ghetto. A hot jump shot, a book of rhymes, or this metal. It's a defeatist attitude developed in high school. While those with stable homes look on like they are the ones to survive, to be successful. See? I'm just telling them.
Book of rhymes, all this metal. It's a defeatist attitude developed in high school. While those with stable homes look on like they the ones.
So brothers be like, F it. That's the motto of the hood. While y'all apply to job check, while y'all apply to college, right? Those who got the stable homes and all that, our job checks is where it's wood. We getting McDonald's job checks. We ain't making no, ain't platinum and gold, it's wood. We ain't platinum in these streets, we wood. All right? Now, so that's I'm telling the story of our reality back then.
So brothers be like, fuck it.
All right, so let me fast forward to the second verse. I think
no blood red, so many dead that is said. The funeral homes is full of senses. Out there ain't us.
Here we go.
It's gotta be a better way to start. It's gotta be a better way to be. Now I gotta be a friend tonight. It's gotta be the one to make you.
Y'all close your eyes, envision drastic being stabbed. Imagine Joe hanging in the back of Linden Ave. Imagine Wild Man up in heaven having a fight.
Y'all heard what I said? Y'all close your eyes, imagine drastic being stabbed. Imagine Joe hanging in the back of Linden Ave. Imagine Wild Man up in heaven having a fight. And Shaheem from Martin Luther King Drive is telling Court Hen, R.I.P. to Shaheem, R.I.P. to Court Hen to keep it light. Imagine True Indeed and J Thug is all right. R.I.P. to J Thug and True Indeed. See?
And Shaheem the God is telling Court to keep it light. Imagine True Indeed and J Thug is all right. Dressing in all red up in heaven, blood tight. News, demo, and country, so much time it ain't hype. And
Bad News, Demo, and my boy Country got so much time in prison, it ain't hype. And my little boy, 15-year-old Scully, got 25 to life. This is my life. My cousin Chase in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn's ace. Be up on Gates with 38s in his skates. That's my brother, my cousin Chase from Bed-Stuy. Be up on Gates. Y'all know Biggie Smalls talk about Gates up on Gates and official name plates. It's a Bed-Stuy thing. He from East New York, from Pink Houses, my cousin Chase. Be up on Gates. with 38s in his skates. Ghetto life. But you see, I said drastic. Wow, man. All right. I just wanted to share that. Okay? So now, let me get back to the story. I can make this full screen again. Bang. All right. Move that up. Bang. All right. So now, I'll play the fullness of the story again another time. So now, that's what I'm doing, the thumbnail. Present. I need to share my screen with my thumbnail. Now I need to make me big and the thumbnail small this time. So let's get going. Bang. I broke down the thumbnail. Now let's get into the story. Now come back here. And now I'm going to make me change the setup so y'all can see me and thumbnail. There we go. There we go. Let me move over. Let's get this going. All right. So now, my brothers, I'm with them on Parkside now because I'm like chaperoning A+ in them. And right? So, we go on to parties, and at this point we can't even get into no more parties because that's when they had no Parkside allowed in the clubs, right? Because they be beating up, they be doing so much craziness, right? So now, let me see how I'm gonna set this off. So yeah, so Wild Man. So I remember when they was little, Ty little cousins. They lived on the heights and stuff by the trade. They lived on trackside, train tracks. Shout out to trackside on Hempstead, Strong Out, right? So they but then now, when these youngsters, they come to age, they get their identity. So Wild Man was wild. He fighting all the time and stuff. He wild. He that's their name. I'm like, okay, little Derek, he wild. They're like, yeah, right. That little boy about it. So these little Parkside dudes, they on it. All of them, they on it. And they go and they catching bodies and stuff, right? So they catching bodies. They going to jail. They getting 20 years, 30 years and stuff like that. So it's official. I'm not glorifying it or nothing, but they official tissue. It ain't no talk. They're holding it down. They wild boys. They wild. They wild. Them some wild boys, right? So, and I got to keep them in my car, keep them. So whatever. So I remember Little E. So Little E, oh, that's how you got your money. R.I.P. to Debbie. It's her birthday, and we telling the story tonight. Wow, that is not a coincidence. Because Lil E, didn't you get the money because Debbie died? I think because Lil E came into inheritance. He got money from from I think it was his mom died, or if it was his pops. I'm not sure which one. But Lil E came into an inheritance, money, right? And he had a lot of money now. I don't know how much he got, hundreds of thousands of dollars. You know how the people who get their car accidents or whatever when they were little and then they get their money, or sometime their moms die or something and left them a will and money. You know what I mean? Life insurance and stuff like that. So Lil E got paid. So Lil E was like, he had money, right? So now he's, he buying all this, he got money now. So he's spending his money. So he buying chains for him and his boys, him and Marv. Shout out to Soup Bone and Marv. And R.I.P. to his other boy, Thirst. So Lil E bought this chain, this big chain, and he keeps saying it was I thought it was a Tasmanian devil piece. He said it was something different. I don't know why I keep thinking it was a Tasmanian devil. And what I mean by is that the cartoon one, that the Tasmanian and it spins and that's what I thought he had. But it was a big solid piece, gold, not hollow, solid, that they made for him. And it was the full body of the Tasmanian devil, right? The thing. That's what I thought it was. You said it was something else. I don't know. I remember a Tasmanian devil. And it was big. a big solid gold with diamonds all in the eyes and all that. Tasmanian devil, full big dude, like the cartoon dude. And he had it on this big, heavy, solid chain. And it hung down right here. And a big Tasmanian devil was so heavy it just swing. Now, little E is all of 5 foot. I don't know, E. What are you? 5'1", 5'2"? Look, he a little Tasmanian devil. That's why he got that thing. That's why I'm like, he a little Tasmanian devil. E is a little terror, right? So now he got this big, and he little, and he light skinned. He got green eyes, and he dressing all fly, and he one of them little, little. He not just little in diesel. He little in small, and he got his little cuts and stuff. But he 5'1", and he probably weighed about 100 pounds, soaking wet, right? So he ain't little in diesel. He little and light, but he can fight. And he gonna fight. I don't care if you're 300 pounds. He gonna fight you. You can win, but he gonna fight you. He can fight. And he got hard. And he crazy. He's still crazy. Y'all seen him, he was on here last week. I was like, he's still crazy. I don't think he never gonna not be crazy. I'm like, boy, you too old to be crazy. When you gonna stop being crazy, E? Right? I guess when you retire and go into the hood and lay down somewhere. So anyway, he crazy, but he about it, right? And we kind of fearless where I'm from in our generation. And sometimes it's healthy to have a good dose of fear, meaning keeps you on alert. Because when I was young, I was fearless and I was stupid, crazy. I could have died so many times because I didn't care. I didn't give. I wasn't scared of nothing or nobody. It was just what it was. I was on some crazy. That's why I watched the youth, meaning I keep my eye on them because I know how I was. When I was 13, 14, oh, please. Let somebody say so. I'll pop them. I used to be like, I'll pop them. Give me the gun. I have no filter thinking. I had no filter of thinking the consequences, right? Like if I pop this person and they die, I can spend the rest of my day. That's how I know the youth can be that dangerous because they don't have the consequences that you have when you get older. You thinking of your consequences. When I was young like that, 13, there was no consequences. You bugging. I would have shot. I would have popped anybody. Just said, all they had to do is say it. Oh, I don't care who he is, Supreme Team, Fat Cat, whoever they are, I don't care. I don't care that he a big legend in your part of Brooklyn or Bronx. I don't care. He can bleed just like I can bleed. That's how these youth. So that's how I keep when I used to be in the streets, I used to keep my eye on the youth that way. I'm like, some of them are like, I don't care if his reputation, that's the God Rashawn. He used to be I pop him. They're same thing with me. They be like, I pop him, say the word. That's why I used to keep my head and when I used to be in the streets, keep my presence in the front of these next generation. I used to always call it the 12 years old that's turning 13. How I looked at it is that's the most dangerous, because I remember myself. That's when I was the most dangerous to anybody, when I was 12 going into 13, because I had no realization of the consequences of my actions. It was just all about what I do, I put on for my hood. I put on for my ghetto. All right? Those are dangerous. They still exist. That's why you got to watch these kids out here. Don't sleep on them. Don't think the one who will pop your cap will be the 13-year-old and won't think twice about it. All right. So now so little E, he got all this money, right? So now he got this big chain, and right. So he can wear that because he got respect everywhere he go, right? They know that little crazy E, right? And I'm not sure if he was Crip at that time, but I think that's when the Bloods and Crip first started. So I'm not sure if he was Crip at that time. This is when it was first really coming to New York like that. So now he got money. So every time I see him, they coming from Jamaica Avenue shopping. He got new Timbs. He fly. He dressing. He a little green eyes, little pretty boy, right? He's dressing his boy Marv. Marv got gold chains. Everybody got new Timbs, and he got this big, and he got all these tattoos. Then he got tatted all up. Every time I come, he getting this whole tattoo. He the type to put a tattoo on his face. He crazy. He the type to come and got a tattoo on his face that'll say "F you," "I'll shoot you" or something. He that type. He'll tattoo his face and say "Mess with me, I'll shoot your mama" or something. He that type. Crazy, right? So he getting all these tattoos all over him, right? Just the height of Parkside, right? And that's like my little cousin, right? So he always, he always in there with me, right? So now Parkside's at his height, and they running wild. So he bought this car. So E was like, I'm about to get a whip. So he said he's gonna get a BMW. So I'm thinking E about to get, the new BMW because he got all this money. But E, like, he gonna get an old BMW. Now, what do you mean an old BMW? He like, I'm gonna get the 2000. I'm like, what is that? Bro, what are you talking about? Nobody, what do you mean some old BMW? Like, I don't care. He didn't care what nobody said. He like, I'm getting an old BMW. I'm like, yo, E, man, you can't spend what's wrong with you, bro? Nah, I seen this clean one. It was rust. I'm like, nah, E, you got to get the new 3 Series, 5 Series. Nope. He gonna get this old 1977 BMW. I'm like, yo, what the? Man, I ain't getting in that car with you. You tripping, bro. You tripping, E. I'm not about to be seen in no old, no old school BMW. So he went and got it. And when he first bought it, I said, this boy then lost his mind. I remember he come to the projects, this little old BMW, it was rust, pull up. I said, what is that, E? What is wrong with you, bro? Nah, Rod, this the ish. I'm like, nah, E, this crazy. You tripping, E. We riding in brand new joints. We getting the brand new Beamers, a brand new Benzes. Like, we getting fresh and so clean. You need to be popping a tag on your car. That thing got mothballs. What is wrong? Bro, what did you do? He's like, nope, he loved it. So I'm like, man, nobody could tell E nothing. Whatever, man, whatever. I ain't getting in that thing with it. It's fast, right? So then I remember he went and got the system in it. Next thing you know, he come back, he got the loudest system in the world. That thing come up the street, bro, damn, what you put in there? Because he got this money, right? So he's spending his money. So I'm like, it's still ugly. He's like, hey, it's ugly for now. It ain't ugly. And then he went and got it hooked up. And he came back one day. And let me show y'all an image so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So he came back. So this is one of the images of the car. I'm gonna show y'all two. So he came back so y'all can have an idea what I'm talking about. So he came back. No, he didn't get that particular Beamer. I ain't have no old Beamer, Wyatt. He didn't get that because of me. I said an old Beamer. My Beamers was new, bro. I didn't ever have no old something. When I'm showing my cars, they were new when I had them. I ain't never have no old Beamers or none of that. But there was a time that some of my boys did the old Benzes. We'll go back. But no, this was a different time. We were rocking new joints. My Beamer was new, Wyatt. I'm showing you it now in 2024 because I'm telling you a story of back in 2000 or something. Back then it was brand new, bro. It was new. It wasn't not brand, but it was still new. All right, so now let me stop sharing that. Let me present, share screen, window. Let me show this one first. So one day, let me make it big. That's the BMW 2002. It's called, it's the number, like, you know how that 5 Series, 3 Series, BMW 750. They made a BMW 2000 back in the days, old school. So Lil E's was rust, and I think his was 4-door. I tried to find one that it was clean and hooked up. So before he hooked it up, it was looked like a little beetle bug, I'm like, little old BMW. I'm like, E, what is wrong with you, bro? Why would you go spend your money on an old BMW? You done lost your mind, right? Let me change the share screen and make the let me share it where There you go. Where y'all see it bigger, right? So then I knew y'all would say it's cute. Now I found a cute one, but I can show y'all one that before it's hooked up and look ugly as all outdoors. So then he came and he had hooked it up. And next thing you know, I was like, oh, he had put some rims on it. He had put the, so this is one if you hook it up on the screen, how it could look, right? But I was like, bro, you tripping. I'm not getting in before he hooked it up. So then he come up the street and his was rust. And it was like, with the system, I was like, okay, that's dope. And he little too. So look how the little car little and he little. So the car fit him too. Yeah, a little antique, right? So this is another image of it right here. So y'all can get a better view, even better one. But Lil E's was rust. So let me see. Present, share screen, window, bang, share. Let me see how that look. There we go. See, that's one with the spoiler kit, and they got it dropped down on the rims. But his was a little newer than that. His looked more like the other one I showed with the front grille. But yeah, it's a classic BMW. And if you hook it up, yeah, it looked fire. Yeah, and the rust one, he had a rust color. Yeah, like a brownish, goldish rust. It was dope. And he hooked it up. I was like, all right, I'm rocking with you, E. I'm rocking with you. And he's little too. He all little getting in there. I'm like, all right, cool. I can rock with that. So now, let me switch my thing. There you go. So now, guys, so here we go with the story. So we at Parkside. We be at Campbell Park, right? It's the Parkside Massacre days and all that. Right? Shout out to Lover, Money Harm. That's Lover little brother. Money Harm is Project G&B. Y'all would know him from his most famous song called Maria, Maria from Carlos Santana. Maria, Maria. She remind me of the West Side Story. And played by Carlos Santana. That song, that's Money Harm. That's Parkside Massacre. We had A+ with a record deal. Money Harm got that record deal through Wyclef. Maria, Maria, one of the most famous songs in the world. Yeah. So watch that video. The dude who's singing it, the dark-skinned one, that's Parkside, Money Harm. Love it, little brother. Shout out to Mitzi. Shout out to the Moors. Shout out to Money Harm. Hopefully you're doing well, Money Harm. So the story I'm telling you guys, Money Harm is with us too. The singer Maria, Maria singing dude, he with us too. We all at the Parkside, at the projects and all that. I think this was right before he got that record deal with Wyclef and made the Maria, Maria song. Oh, he can sing his butt off. That's what he's known for. You know, in the hood, he was the singer from Parkside. He's one of the singers. Money Harm always walk around singing. We out in the park, he's singing, playing basketball, blowing, singing. And he got his, and most people don't know, but I'm gonna do that when I tell his story. His record deal came through me from Money Harm. They wouldn't have had him, Maria, because I had him on me and Mighty K. This that time I had a record to me and IU, IU hooked me up with the studio and Wine Dance, and we did a song, Get Your Ass Off the Corner, Get Your Ass. I had a song called Get Your ASS Off the Corner, and Money Harm sung it. And that's how I gave them the instrumental to that song. I mean, the acapella to that song. I couldn't give him the full song before we released it. And he got the song to Prize from Fugees. And that's how he got the record there, to do the Money Harm through me. Shout out to Money Harm and them. That's the Most High. One hand wash the other. You know, how, what they call that 6 degrees of separation thing. Facts. Because it was a perfect audio, the song. Wait till y'all hear the song. Get your hand off the corner. Me and Mighty K. 5 for sin. 3 for sin. I got whole albums y'all ain't heard yet. Y'all have no idea. Wait till this story. Y'all have no idea. I got whole albums. All right, that y'all ain't heard yet. All right, so now this that time that I'm talking about. When we was doing those songs, get your ass off the corner, get your ass off the corner. Around floor, send me Mighty K, A+, Money No, Dirty Harry, Boot Knock, Miller Don, all of us rapping Parkside Massacre, Green IV, We got a song called Money on My Mind. I get mines and dollar signs, getting rid of hard days, leaving broke days behind. I stick to my business when with a certain group of kids, all the cash go get us. You know what the deal is. Money on my mind. We had some choice. A Mighty K coming into my I pack heat. Biggest thing is your sweet. Pistol whip you, smack out your gold teeth. Walking my streets, you're just a dead man walking. 3 days later, where he at? In a coffin for dissing you. Ice picking you, sticking you in your grill like a true thug will. Yo, I'm not glorifying it, but we was living that life back then. This the Parkside Massacre. That's my album. I got a whole album of this, right, guys? I'll let y'all hear whole albums that y'all ain't heard yet. This one we was straight in the streets, and I had Prodigy from that's why I'm really mad, because I had a song with Prodigy from Mobb Deep, and that's the CD that broke. All my CDs that I got saved, the one CD with that album is broken. I'm gonna show y'all on the live. It broke in half in my moving or something. So I was looking for that CD because that song, if I had that song, it was produced by KG from Public Enemy. It was me, Money No, Dirty Harry, Scully, A+ Little Brother, Prodigy from Mobb Deep, and I had a song, and it would have been a classic now. It was the craziest song, The Lost Barrel. All my niggas keep it thorough. Here one, this the hook day, then gone tomorrow. The gats holler till I loaded in the clip, ready to flip. Parkside on some bull-ish. The Lost Barrel. All my niggas keep it thorough. What? Yo, we was about to be the baddest rap. We had a rap group, Parkside. Of course it didn't work. We too crazy, right? Too crazy. But anyway, shout out to Mosai. He didn't want me to be making it all these different times. I could have had all these record deals, right? So anyway, but this is that time, right? So we running around. We Parkside Massacre. We rapping and everything. Right? It's on and popping. So now we at the projects. We used to always be at Campbell Park. We at the ball court and everything. We out there. So I don't know who it was. Somebody like, yo, they got a night basketball game at Roosevelt Centennial Park. Now, guys, Centennial Park, Roosevelt is the adversary. They are the opposition. We ain't supposed to be. Parkside definitely ain't supposed to be going to no Centennial Park. Because it's like rubbing salt in a wound. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, let me explain something to you. If there was a night basketball game at Campbell Park, that's probably why they don't have those. You better not be from no other hood to come there unless you don't want to come. Definitely don't be from Roosevelt or something come there. You gonna be dead. You are not getting out of that park. So what makes us Parkside think we could just go to their park? Because they crazy. Crazy is as crazy does. Okay? Just what it was. So we at the park. Now remember, this is this little e-car. All right, I'm gonna leave that on the screen for now. Yeah, at night. Yeah, you know those night basketball, you know freaks come out at night. You know the night basketball games is whole different from the day basketball games. Now we about to drive. You got to drive like 20 minutes or something to get into their hood. You going into their hood. It's like going into somebody's projects that you are at war with. Nah. So I remember they like, yo, Centennial Park having a night basketball game. Rose, we going. So everybody started posseing up, right? So they like, so my first instinct was like, I'm like, man, I'm not. Because guys, I'm there, but I'm older than them. So I'm there. That's like chaperone. I'm hanging with them, Mighty K and them. But like I said, that's when I'm chilling. I'm retired. Like I'm retired. I'm like chilling. I'm not gangster. I'm not trying to shoot nobody. I'm just chilling, right? But I'm with my boys, Lil Mighty K and them and all of them, right? And I'm chaperoning A+ everywhere we go. He with Lost Boys and all that. And that's the story when I said with the Shaheem from Wu-Tang when we went into the studio. Remember that story on the channel? So this is that same exact time I'm talking about, right? So we out there and they all like, I'm like, man, I'm not about to go because they're gonna, everybody young to me. The girls are even young. So who they going to try to date? They young. I'm older than them, right? So I'm like, I'm not going, right? So I remember Lil Mighty K and them, those who usually ride in my car, they like, yo, Rob, you ain't going. I'm like, nah, I'm not going. I'm like, come on, Rob. I'm like, man, I'm not going to road. I don't want none of them girls like that. Y'all going to mess with the girls y'all age. You know what I mean? They like 20 years old, 18 years old, 19. At that time, I'm probably like 30 or something, right? I'm like, I'm not about to mess with these little 18-year-old girls and stuff like that, right? Because they still in high school. Well, a lot of them got kicked out. That's why Scully ended up getting 25 to life, because he was the one that Parkside got all kicked out of high school. They kicked that nobody from Parkside is allowed to go to high school again. They all have to go out. They kicked them all out. And Scully, actually, he was younger. Scully was so much younger that he was still in high school. I'm going to save it when I tell Scully's story. All right. So anyway, so I'm like, man, I'm not going with y'all to Centennial Park. I'm good. So then Mighty K and them, those who used to be in my car, they're like, okay, they got to get another ride with everybody else because they posseing up. They all going to Roosevelt, Parkside Massacre. It's going to be like 20 of them or something going to Roosevelt, right? Now, and Lil E could correct me or somebody here, I don't think nobody had a gun. I don't think they was even strapped up because it was at a time where they didn't really even have to carry guns. Their name and their legacy was so vicious, their reputation, that nobody was messing with them. They be so deep, they didn't even have to strap up to go anywhere. And they were crazy, so they didn't care. They were like, it's like a group of, you know how the Brooklyn Posse get together? It's a bunch of, it remind me, like I said, the cloud of smoke, the dirt ball of smoke of trouble fighting arms and legs. That's what it looked like when they go around. So I don't even think none of them had a gun, which I would not have advised to. All right. So now, yeah, they got kicked out of Larry Y'all. She said Parkside got kicked out of schools, stores, clubs, to the point where the only thing, listen, Larry Y'all, only thing we could do is sit at the projects at Campbell Park. So that's where we'd be at all day, all night, all the way till late at night. I lived in Queens. So I used to leave them some 2, 3 in the morning from the park in the summertime, and then I got to drive all the way to Queens. They would be stuck at Parkside. So while everybody's partying, going to Nagasaki, going here and everything, they stuck at the projects. But girls used to come because they, girls like danger. So they always have girls coming over there, Parkside, ooh, Parkside. They want to be around the thugs, right? But they can't go nowhere. They literally are stepchild children. They stuck. So we always at the park. All right. So now this one, they can go because it's a night basketball game. It ain't inside anywhere. So they asked me to go. I'm like, nah, I ain't going. I'm good. So they posse up. They're all the cars. They get all their cars together. It's about 10 cars, 5 people in each car. They like, we out. They wild. And they take off. Boom, boom, boom. They going to Roosevelt. And I'm like, I'm good. So I'm probably about to go home. I'm about to go to Queens, right? I'm too old for that. I ain't going with them there with them. And then I think I was going to get in my car. I don't remember correctly. I don't know if he remembered exactly. But somehow Lil E pulled up on me in the car that's on the screen. Rust. So Lil E come up the street. Boom, 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 boom. His system knocking, right? So I'm like, let me make it bigger. There you go. His system knocking, right? So I'm like, so you're like, yo, Ra, what up? I'm like, what up, E? Now the car looking good, right? Car looking good. He come up, he got his, I don't know who was in the car, who was with him. So he like, yo, Ra, come on, man. We going to Roosevelt. So I'm like, what? We're going to Centennial Park. They're having a night game. Parkside already there. They posse'd up. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Come on, Ra. So I'm like, nah, E. So now I walked up to the window. I walked to the driver's side. They all high. Because we was smoking all type of weed, 1,000 miles an hour, driving around high. We crazy, right? hood stuff. He all high. Come on, Rob. We going to Roosevelt, Rob. Come on, man. They representing Parkside. So I'm like, nah, E. Look, y'all should know, go on home, right? Take your butt home, right? First instinct. So I'm like, nah, E. I'm going home, man. Y'all go ahead and enjoy yourself. He like, Ra. Come on, Ra. Come on, cuz. All right. He said something like, I want you to come with me. Just come with me, Ra. You don't want to be hanging out. You don't even want to ride in the car with me. I hooked it up. It's fly. Come on, Ra. And I'm like, and I love my little cuz. I love E. And I look at him. I'm like, all right. You know what? I do it for E. I do anything for E, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, he's like, no, ride in here. So I went to go walk to my car because I'm like, I'm a leave, right? Because I know I ain't gonna stay. I'm gonna go there with you, E, and then I'm gonna leave. I'm going home to Queens. He's like, no, Rod, I want you to ride with me. I'm like, come on, Rod. Come on, Rod. He told me, get in the back. Let my cuz get in. And I'm like, So I go, I get in. I want you to see my system. I want you to see the ride. I did some work done to the engine. It's fast. I'm like, E, you not about to kill me in this car because you already drive crazy. I'm like, no, E, nah, Ra. So we get in the car. I get in the car. He got the crazy system. And we, boom, boom, here we go. Now he out. Because he had 5-speed in his BMW. We out. He little. He got his big old Tasmanian thing on his, I'm stuck now, right? She said, dang, you done messed up. You ain't got your car, right? You stuck. Big, heavy Tasmanian thing, all that. Tattoos, summertime. He, and now we driving to Roosevelt. So system booming, passing the weed and everything. Now let me switch the thing. Now we driving to Roosevelt, present, share screen, window, bang, share. Now let me make it, there you go. I'm big and it's small. So we driving to Roosevelt. We going to the game. What you see on the screen. Roosevelt late night basketball game in the hood. We going into their hood. There we go. Perfect image. We going into the hood. So we driving. So we get to Roosevelt. So you get to Centennial Park. Centennial Park, everyone is on Nassau Road, Laria, you got Nassau Road again. Remember? I kept saying Nassau Road, that's the field I had to run through. Nassau Road, that's the street I had to walk through when the dogs was chasing me. Nassau Road, that's where the god Ramel, the kingpin, got killed. I had that car accident, and Laria was like, Nassau Road again? Laria, Centennial Park is on Nassau Road. Literally. And it's right up the street from that rush center where I had to make it through that field. This is literally right up the street. Literally right there. This is their park in the hood. The hood park. All right? I got a documentary, my movie, when I put it out, y'all gonna have more understanding of what this is. There's two parks, Roosevelt Park and Centennial Park. Roosevelt Park is a nice park. That's where you want to go take your kids, right? You want to have a nice time in the park with the duckies and everything. Put your kids on the slide and sliding board, Roosevelt Park. Centennial Park, hood. Now I see that up when I went to look, they didn't put new stuff. They didn't built the new park. Now I'm talking the 90s. So nowadays it's different. So now they done made a new, they updated the park. They look, sliding boards and stuff. They even got apartments in Roosevelt. I said, they got apartment buildings in Roosevelt. What is going on? Modernization or whatever. Gentrification, I don't know what they're doing, but whatever. But I'm talking the 90s, right? Yeah, it's hot. And Nassau Road is where the Greek Fest thing, the party is. I'm gonna show y'all a video of it. They got it on YouTube. Any of y'all want to see it? Just Google Greek Fest Nassau Road. And I guarantee you there's probably 1 million videos up there showing you the craziness. All right, So Nassau Road. All right. So now we go into Centennial Park. So once we get there, with what y'all see on the screen, once we get here in this area, it's so crowded and so many cars and boom, boom. It's a car show going up and down this street and there's nowhere to park, nowhere. So we circling around and circling and I'm like, bro, I'm like, man, this park is crowded. You could see all the people. You could see, like, you could just, I'm like, man, why didn't I just go home? Right? I am not feeling it. Right? I don't even want to be here. I didn't want to be there from the beginning. And I'm like, man, and I ain't got my car. And hype. He on my, yeah. So now we keep trying to find a parking space. We can't. So I'm like, man, just forget it, man. Take me to my car. Like, no, cuz, no, man, you coming in the park with me, cuz. Come on, cuz, you coming in the park with me. So I'm like, so he's like, man, we gonna find a parking space. So we had to go way into the neighborhood, somebody's street, and park the car. So we found a parking spot in somebody's neighborhood. Now these neighborhoods are rival neighborhoods. We're in enemy territory, just so y'all know, being from Hempstead. So we parked the car, and now we got to walk up the side streets to get to this little side street where Centennial Park is. And the main street is Nassau Road up at the head of it. So now we're walking up this sidewalk, and it's a long fence. This fence is a long fence that goes all the way from the end of, when you get to that other, I think it's Babylon Road, another dangerous street in Roosevelt. And then you walk up Babylon. Y'all hear Babylon Road? Yeah, it's a dangerous block. Babylon Road. And you walk up, and now you got to walk up this long fence, and the park is on the other side of this fence. So all the thugs and goons and basketball game, everything is going on, smoking weed and drugs and women and whatever's in any ghetto park night basketball game atmosphere. So now we out the car. We get out the car and we walking. So we get out, and I got my chain. I always wear a chain or whatever. You know, I've always got a little chain or something on. So I got a nice little whatever. I don't know what kind of big chain I got on, but I got a big chain on. But Lil E got a crazy chain. He bought a crazy chain with his money, and he got this big old Tasmanian devil piece. And I just remember when we got out the car, you know, we straightening out our clothes because we got to lock the car and walk. And I remember straightening it out, you know, pop your collar. I'm straightening it out. I look at E, and he got a tank top on. I think he got a white wife beater on, right? He little, and he got the chain. If I remember correctly, E, if you remember, let me know if you didn't have a wife beater on. But I think I remember he had a wife beater on. So we start walking. So I look at E, I'm like, and as we walking towards this street right here. And as we walking, we talking. And we got a blunt clip, and they passing the blunt clip. And we talking, and E walking. And as he walk, E got to walk. He walk like this. You know? He little. He just always about it. He on one, right? It's just his whole energy, right? So he walk like this, you know, everything. So every step he take, the chain is going zoom, 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 right? Because he got that big heavy piece on it. And every time he walk, he like my hair, and his chain is just. So as we walking, I'm looking at, we talking, and we got the blunts, and I'm looking at them, and we walking and talking. And I'm like, and I'm looking at the neighborhood because we in a rival neighborhood, and it's dark on those blocks. We in people block. And I'm looking at the houses and seeing if somebody in the driveways or something. And we walking, and I'm like, man, we in Roosevelt. You know what I mean? And he heavy, chain slinging. I got my chain on. Think I got a watch on, right? So now we get from the street, and we get to this park, and the lights from the park is lit up. It's night basketball game. You hear the crowd, you hear all the people, you see all the cars on Babylon Road going this and that way, cutting up this street, and this street is blocked off because one you wanna drive your car up this street because you want all the girls to see your car, right? You got a BMW or whatever. You want to boom, boom. So it's like a traffic jam, and you want your cars. Y'all know what it is. Classic hood stuff. So you want the cars, right? So now we walking up, we get up to the party now. So we come off the back block, and now the whole park is lit up. My Parkside, they already been there. My crew, they already there. They already there. They been left. By the time Lil E pulled up, I was leaving, and he convinced me to get in the car. We stopped at the store and got blunts and everything, got more weed, and then we headed there. So they been in the park maybe for an hour by the time we got there, half an hour or something, hour. They been there already. So now we pull up, and now we walking, meaning, so we get to Babylon Road. By the time you get to Babylon Road, the street is lit up, and you can see it's starting to enter the back of the park. You can see all the crowds and people in the back of the park, the thugs and goons or whatever. So we walking. So now we get on this street right here, the strip. And let me make it a little bigger. There we go. So now we walking on this sidewalk, but we all the way at the end and all the lights. So as we start to walk up this side, before we can get to this part where they're playing ball right here, we further back. As we walking up, I'm looking in the park through the fence. I'm looking at all the thugs. I'm looking at the people. I'm looking at the girls, and we walking. They passing a blunt. We walking. His chain is just lang. And as we walking, my spirit, man, I'm looking at the park. I'm looking at E. I'm looking at us who with us. And we walking. And my spirit is just like, no. My spirit is just like danger. My spirit is just like, I survive my life because I listen. I'm on one. I be on one. I have a great spiritual discernment. And we walk in, and each step we take, guys, we coming up, cars, girls are screaming, and little Ian, yo, baby, yo, pull over, right? We walking, they passing the blunt, and they just having a good time, right? They just walking, and everybody, and I'm just like, nah, bro. And as we keep walking and getting closer and closer to the entrance to enter the park, my spirit is just like, no. It's like every step I take, my spirit is like, no. And we walking. And we get it right about here with the ball games. And a little further up is the entrance of the park. And there's crews of people on this side, posses, people walking, they got to move and go past on the sidewalk, people walking in the street, the cars bumping. And we walking. And I'm like, and we almost at the entrance. We right about here where this screen is where this game is on the screen. And I said, E, because he was ahead of me. He was like walking in the street. He was like walking in the street because cars and girls be hanging out the car. So he was in the street, yo, baby, yo, pull over and stuff. So they on one, him and I don't know who was Marv or somebody. They all out in the street, and I'm like, yo, E. And he just walking and everything. And I'm like, E. And I'm like, yo, E. And I yell. And he turn around, what's up, cuz? I'm like, come here, E. Hold on, cuz, I'm getting these girls. They gonna pull over. I'm like, nah, E, come here. He's like, my tone, like, come here, E. So he turned around and he walked. Like, so he in the street, I'm on the sidewalk, right here. He right in the street with these cars, and he turned around and he walked. Let's say I'm standing right here on the sidewalk. He turned around and he walks back to me. Now I stopped. And he like, what's up, cuz? What's up? I'm like, E, man, you got a gun on you? He like, nah, man, I ain't we don't need no gun, cuz. We don't need no gun. They know who the hell I am. They know who we are. Parkside in here, right? And I'm like, nah, cuz, we good. And I'm like, nah, E. I asked his man, Mars, you got a gun? He's like, nah, I ain't got no gun, bro. Because E is wild, Marv is calm. Marv is cool, E is crazy, E wild. Marv is more calm, and his other boys a little calm. E's the wild one out of the crew, really. So Marv talks more calm. So Marv like, nah, Ra, I ain't got no gun. So I'm like, he's like, what's up, Ra? I'm like, nah, I got a bad feeling, bro. And E like, nah, Ra, come on, Ra. The girls, man, they gonna catch you. I'm like, nah, E. He like, nah, Ra, we good, Ra. And we started walking. So I took some more steps up the sidewalk. And I'm like, I took more steps and my rayak, my spirit is like flashing, like, no. And I'm like, and I grabbed E arm, cause he walking, his chain flinging, he seeing now in the park, you can see Parkside. I can see the crew. And he like, yo, wild man, or, C-Roni or whatever. He called out, they're like, yo, E and them here. And then I heard somebody say, Ra here too, like Ra came, right? And so he yelling through the park, and then I could see some of the Roosevelt, some of the goons and stuff. You can see all, because I see them looking, and he just on it. He definitely having the time of his life. He on it, right? So he like, yo, and they like, yo, I'm coming, I'm about to bring some girls in, right? And I'm just looking, and I grabbed his arm. Bang. He's like, yo, Ra. I'm like, no, E. He's like, what? And now we right almost at the entrance. I'm like, no, E. He's like, Ra, what you talking about? I'm like, nah, hell no. I'm like, hell no. He's like, yo, Ra. I say, no, come here. We ain't going in there. He said, nah, Ra, what you mean? I'm like, don't you got a gun at the house? He said, yeah, I said, well, we going to get the gun. He was like, what? Nah, Ra. You know how long it took us to get here? We had to stop and get blunts. We had to park the car. It took us 20 minutes. We had to find the parking space and walk. He said, Ra, we here already, Ra. Come on, Ra. I know how you are, Ra. But nah, we good, Ra. The crew in there. They already in the park, Ra. We straight. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I said, E, listen to me. And I got his arm. And I said, look at me, E. I said, we are not going in this park without a gun. And he looked at me. And he stopped. And he said, you sure, Ra? I said, guaranteed, E. I said, you know who I am, E. You respect me, you trust me, right? He's like, of course, Ra. You're my big brother, of course. I said, we need to go get the gun, E. He was like, oh. I said, let's go. And we turned around, right here on the sidewalk. And we started walking back to the car. So as we was walking back to the car, he like, are you sure? I said, yeah, I'm sure. I ain't never been so sure in my life. We need the ratchet, E. This Roosevelt, E. We need a ratchet. He's like, all right. So we got to hurry up. I said, okay, we can hurry up. So we started running. And we ran up the street. And then as we was running, we saw a police car on Babylon Turnpike. And I was like, oh, stop running. And the police, because you don't want to be running. It looked like we just robbed somebody or something. Like, stop running. So we stopped running. And, and the cop was looking because they patrolled the area. And I'm like, just walk. And then we walked. And we got to the car. We got in the car. And now everybody it's like they upset. Like we were just at the party. Girls, fun, Parkside in there. They got blunts, they drinking, they got beers. They like, it's on and popping. Spotlight, shine city. And now we back on this dark block in this house, getting into this little car. Now we got to drive all the way back because he live in the projects. He live in 71 side of my projects. This is before they knocked my buildings down. He live in the projects. He live on 71 side. So now we got to go back to the projects. He got to go upstairs, get the gun, and come back down. And then we got to drive all the way back to Roosevelt. So we did it. We drove all the way back to the Parkside. He got out the car. He said, I'll be right back. He went up. He came back down. He got to the car. He pulled it out. He said, it's good? I said, we good. As long as we got a ratchet, we good. All right? I know he'll bust it and I'll bust it. So I know he ain't scared to pull that defend yourself. And you know I ain't no joke. So we get back in the car. Now we riding dirty. So that's why he ain't have it, because you could get pulled over, right? And I don't even know if he had a license or something. I don't know. He is a mess. He'll drive around crazy anyway. So now we driving back. So we get back. We finally make it back. Still crowded. Everything still, music bumping, boom, boom. Cars, everything. I said, see, we ain't missed nothing. We back. So we went and we parked the car right back where we was. We went right back to that block, dark block. We parked the car. We got out the car. I think I don't remember E. I don't know if he's still here. Sorry, guys. I don't know if he put on a jacket and tucked it or he gave it to Marv. I don't think I had it. Somehow, somebody had the gun. But now we got a gat. I don't know what it was. I think it was a 9mm. So it was a nice gat, right? So now we got a gun. So now we walking back. So after we got out the car this time, E said I was still on probation for a gun charge at the time. And you probably ain't had no license either. You're a hot mess. All right. So I don't remember. I don't remember who had it. Did you have it tucked in you? Because I know before you probably had it away. I don't know where it was. But I just remember when we got out the car the second time, when we walking up to the park again, when we was on the block, and you know how you straighten up your clothes? I remember E looked at me. Hold on, let me put that on the screen. So y'all can see this ain't no joke. He said I was still on probation for a gun charge. All right. So y'all can see this ain't no joke. All right. And statute of limitations runs out for all this stuff, and we didn't kill nobody, nothing like that. So ain't no he said, yeah, I had it. All right. So he's tucked it somewhere. I don't know where he had it. He said he had it tucked on him somewhere. So I remember when we hold on, somebody over on, oh, that's unique. So when we got out the car now in that neighborhood, I remember we straightened up our clothes and E looked at me. I remember this. He looked at me and he said, thank you, cuz. And I said, no doubt. He's like, that was the right choice. I'm like, exactly. Right? So now we walking back to the park, right? So now I feel a little better. You heard? Because I'm in rival territory. I already know. You know what I mean? All right? Unique said, remember E got locked up 3 years in a row for guns. I forgot that. All right, let me put that on the screen. He said, remember E got locked 3 years in a row for guns. I be forgetting stuff, but he was a hot mess. All right. So that's why I said I don't even think he had a license. We riding around in this car with no license. I don't even think he had a license in that baby BMW, the classic joint that he hooked up. So so now we get back onto the street, right? And now we walking on the street again. Cars. Now he walking, his chain is shing, shing. And now I'm looking, I'm like, okay, we strapped though. So if it go down, we can get ourselves out this park. You heard? We can make our way. I could shoot my way out of a gun. I can OK corral my way out of anything. I ain't scared of bullets. I ain't scared of. I've been in gunfight. I've been in gunfight where bullets is whizzing. Y'all done seen some of these stories on this channel. I ain't scared of nothing. So as long as I got a ratchet, I at least got a chance to get up out of there. Shoot my way out. Facts. OK corral. So we walking up the street. Everything's still popping. But now we're a little more serious. That's what I noticed. The first time, it was all happy. You know, he was all in the street. Yo, baby. Yo. You know, this time, I'm observing as we walking, everybody just quiet. and it's like more serious. His chain's still swinging as he walk, but ain't no more yo baby, ain't all that. It's like a more serious tone. We walking up, and we get to the end of the fence up here. And as we walking up, you hear, bah, 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 bah. And everybody, whoo. The crowd, you know, like chaos. You hear cars screeching. You hear, we can see through the fence, the whole crowd, like, heck no, Easy ain't have no license, LOL, he the best kept secret, push E. Yeah, I knew he had no license this whole time. But the crowd, guys, the crowd just went crazy. They duck in the gunshot, bang, 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 bang. So E pull out, we like, whoa, we duck, E pull out the ratchet. We like, yo, we duck between the cars right here. Cause you know, in the street, in the cars. And I'm like, told you, E. He like, yo. Next you know, woo, you hear the police sirens. You see people running out the park, people screaming. Then you hear, bow, 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 bow. Everybody running, screaming. I'm like, come on, E, let's go. So now we ducking because you don't want to have stray bullets. So we ducking between the cars. And you know the cops coming like, E, put the gun, keep it down because you don't want the cops to see you. Because now they coming as gunshots. If they see him with a gun, we done. You feel me? So I'm like, E, be careful with the ratchet because he got it out, right? Because we like, so then I'm like, tuck it, E. So we tuck it. So now we going down the side of the cars. We going back up to make it to our car. Because they flooding out of the park and people screeching and cars and everybody, you hear sirens from this Nassau Road, Babylon Turk, everything is. And we go back up and we get to Babylon Road, all them cops there. I'm like looking at E, like you can't see the ratchet. And they, you know, the cops know it's in the park. It's too, we couldn't have did it. It's still in the park, still going on. The crowd running and everything. So cops is passing up. So we get past them. We get to the car. We get in the car. And now we driving. So I'm like, E, we got to get out of Roosevelt because you ain't got no license. We got a ratchet in the car. We got all this weed. They're going to be looking for whoever shooting up the park or whatever happened. So we took the back road. I'm like, yeah, we got to take the back street. We ain't about to jump on Nassau Road just in case they looking for anybody fleeing. You know what I mean? So, you know me, I'm smart. Back road. Bang, back street. We're going to go all the way up, all the way to back road up to Park Avenue. Take Park Avenue up through Uniondale, the bridge, I already know, back street all the way back to Hempstead. So we do that. So as we riding, we get to Park Avenue in Roosevelt to take the back street. We know we like, and we're like, yo, so E is like, yo, cuz, yo, Rod, yo, bro, you saved us. I'm like, I told you, E. Told you, E. He like, yo, bro, you saved it. I said, I told you, E. I knew it. We missed it. By the time we went to the projects, got the ratchet, came back, parked the car, walked back up. Soon as we got up to here where this fence was, before we got to the entrance, bow, 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 we would have been in the park. We get back to the projects. E is a little, he having a moment now. He's having a moment because he's like, that was close, bro. Like, Rod, you knew it. And I'm like, I'm glad you listened, E. He like, I always listen to you, Rod. You know I love you, I respect you. No matter what, I'm always gonna listen to you. And I'm like, I'm glad you listened, D. I'm glad you listened, D. I said, that would have definitely been us. Whatever happened in that park, it would have been us because we was looking too good. Let me tell y'all, we was shining. I dressed, my energy, E energy. He walking, This chain just slinging. He got all that energy. And I'm just like, shout out to Mike Garcia. And I'm like, something ain't right, bro. Too much spotlight, like y'all said. So now we at the projects. And I'm like, so now we sitting there, we smoking weed, we discussing. We at the projects, we at the park, and we discussing like, and next thing you know, all these cars come flying up. It's Parkside. And we gotta go get guns and we gotta strap up. And we like, what happened? What happened? And some of them get out the car and they're crying. And I'm like, yo, what happened? And yo, some of the cars open up and they just fall out the car on the ground. And they're crying. Like, I seen these little thugs, these little Parkside massacre, little thuggy thugs, some of them on the ground just weeping. And I'm like, what happened? They killed Wild Man. They killed Wild Man. And I'm like, what? They shot Wild Man. I'm like, oh, he dead. They killed, no. He might be dead. They shot Wild Man. They shot Wild Man. They took him. We gotta go to the hospital. We gotta go to the hospital. Half of them are saying they're gonna strap up with guns to go to Roosevelt, Dr. Roosevelt, to take care of it. And the other half is strapping up to go to the hospital for Wild Man, Meadowbrook Hospital in Levittown. Y'all hear that? In East Meadow, Levittown, where Trump was talking about Levittown. Y'all see how it ties into this story? That'd be the most high. So I'm like, wow, man. So I'm like, we got to go to the hospital. He like, we got to go to the hospital. Wild Man is little Derek, Mike. He's, how would you know him? Derek and Darius, and you know they big sister. You know they whole family. But he's younger than us. His nickname is Wild Man. I wish if somebody in the chat can remember his sister's name. We went to school with them and all that. He's a little younger than us, Mike. Younger than you too. But you know him as Derek. Little Derek and Darius and them. They were little. But at this time, they didn't came up. They Wild Man. So they lived on that burgundy house by the train tracks on Trackside on that street. I forgot. I wish Ty was here. If Lil E could know his last name, I don't remember. If Ty's their cousin, I wish somebody was here that could tell me their last name. You'll know them when you find the last name. Somebody will write it. If they don't write it now, they'll find you. They'll do it in the thread on Facebook. But so they shot Wild Man. So I'm like, what happened? So I think it was Mighty K or somebody. They was like, yo, Wild Man, we was in the park. And you know, we in the Parkside, we thick. And you know, all the girls, and we smoking everything. And so the little Roosevelt dudes, you know what I mean? The goons or whatever, they gonna get jealous, but we don't care. So he's like, one of the Roosevelt goons were mad because all the girls was around us, all the Roosevelt girls. So Wild Man. So one of the Roosevelt dudes went and snatched up his girl because she was sweating us from Parkside. And Wild Man stepped up to him like, yo, leave her alone. Let her do what she want to do. Because Wild Man, I know Wild Man, he wild. And they, this is just the story I heard. I'm not saying this is fact. And they said something like, Wild Man pressed the dude or whatever, and the dudes, and they was like, and Parkside stepped up like, what? And I think the dudes, I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. I wish somebody was here to give me more clear. I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, something like this. I think either the dudes left and went and got guns. I think they might have left. I'm probably saying it wrong. Sorry, it's been so long, guys. This was like in the 90s. It's 2024 right now. So either they left and went and got guns, but all I do remember this part, someone saying that after Wild Man handled it, because he's ready to fight, like he ready, like what? any of y'all said it. What? And Parkside stepped up like, what? And then they left or whatever. And Parkside went back to being Parkside, drinking and all of that. And then I think the dudes came back. And I think somebody said kind of when they came back, it was like they approached and Wild Man was like, what? Oh, you back? What? What? Y'all want it? You want to set it? You want one? You want a fair one? What? And I think they said the dude pulled out or something and just started shooting and shot him up. And shot him up because they was heavy, icy. They was, because remember, somebody else told me, said, wow, we was looking too good. You know what I mean? We had to change the girls. It was like, it was too good. It was too much shine, too good. And then they shot him up. And I'm not sure if somebody from Parkside had guns too and shot back, but it was a lot of gunfire going on. And they shot up Wild Man. So they took him to the hospital. So we got back. I'm not sure if I got an E-car. I think I did. I don't remember. No, I don't think I did because I think I had my car. But I remember we went to the hospital, Meadowbrook. We all was driving to the hospital. And as we was driving, I think I might have been in an E-car or something because I just remember I was like, E, that would have been us. 1,000% that would have been us because E would have been the most flashiest, the most loud with his chain and his walk. And he was going after the girl. That's what he was. He was on the girls before we even got in the thing. He was telling the girls that was us. Yeah, that's the same year that Lover fought Goo. And yep, because Lover, yep, it was the same year. It wasn't the same night though. But yeah, that's the Parkside. That's the massacre time. When Lover fought Goo, he fought him again on Parkside because Goo came back to fight again. Shout out to Goo. Goo had heart. Goo came back to get another fair one, and they fought again at the Campbell Park, Mike. Again, I give Goo props for that. He came back again to fight again on Parkside. But yeah, that's that same time. Yep, same time. Parkside Massacre. So then, and so he said it was 94. Thank you. So that was 1994, God. Now that makes more sense because that's why I said it had to be early because when the Bloods really came, it was 91. So it was really before everybody really started turning. It's before, so that'll make sense. Thank you. Early 90s, yeah. Still the crack era. 94, that makes sense, Mike. Thank you for the time frame. All right, so I remember telling E, I'm like, as we drive, I'm like, that's what's us, E. Now, what happens, guys, in this scenario, I have the gift that the Most High will show me. He'll play back. This is a gift I have. He'll play back the scenario, and I can see it visually, what would have happened to me. What would the way it, so he plays it back visually. He showed me a vision. This is what I saw. Us going into the park, little E chain swinging and all that. We over here messing with girls. They jealous because little E got the little green eyes and he's little 5'1" and they all think, man, I knocked that little, he think he fly. Who he think he is in our park? Walking around because E gonna walk around like he own the park. And he gonna walk from Wild Man and booting them and over here, and he all over the place. That's how he is. He the type that'll walk all through on the basketball court and stand on the court and all that. He the type of like throw it all in their face. He don't care. And I'm like, so and the minute that someone says something to him, it's on, right? I don't care if they big or not. So I could see, show me the vision. I saw it happen. I could see it. We was in there and it happened. It was E. It was E. It was us. He showed me it was E. It wouldn't have been Wildman. It probably would have been him too, but it was E. E would have been the focal point. It would have been set on E. And we wouldn't have survived it because we wouldn't have had a gun. And I don't know if I would have got shot or killed too, but I know E might have not made it. He showed me it was going to be E. But I listened, and we never entered the park. That was that flashing warning, stop. It just wouldn't stop until I grabbed the arm and I said, no, we are not going in the park. It was never so clear to me. It was just like danger, 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 like death. We was at death's door. And I said, do you got a gun? No, we ain't going in this park without a gun. Yep, Jerome's son. Yep, that's what I'm talking about, Mike. Jerome's son, Lil E. I'm like, we are not going in this park. And he listened, and we turned around. And we went to get the gun. And before we came back, before we made it in the park, so now we at the hospital. I remember we pulled in the back of Meadowbrook Parkway. It's where the ambulance go. When you go to the emergency room, it's a down thing, down. So I remember we turn our car, we go down, and all you see is like 30 dudes in the cars. All the cars. That's when they had the BMWs. They had the 3 Series, the red, white, and blue BMWs. 3 Series. I remember we pulled down and we parked the car, and everybody was like, I'm like, yo, how you doing? He in ICU, they working on him. He in surgery. They working on him. Right? So we all out there, and it's a lot of us, so the police is out there. So it's a big thing, because it's like 30 dudes in the back of the hospital. So the police is there, and dudes is going in and out of the surgery room. The police like, let them work on them. Y'all want them to live, right? Let them work. So we all out there. We was out there for a while, like a half an hour. Then all of a sudden, some of them kept going in and out. All of a sudden, I remember the hospital doors open, and you just hear one of my boys just scream, "Wow, man!" Crying. And then you could see him like, what? And like, he dead. And everybody just fell out. Because we love Wild Man. Wild Man was Wild Man. He's our boy. And he dead. And it was like, man, it was really sad. It was really sad and heavy. So we sat there and everybody like, no, you see some people are more emotional than others. Some of the boys really crying, some of them grabbing them, and like, he was gone. So we stayed in the parking lot for a while till the police, it's like, yo, we got to go, man. More and more police coming. They started checking license plates. Y'all know how police is. They checking light. I'm like, yo, we need to go, guys. I'm like, yo, E, because we already parked far. I'm like, we need to go. So we left. We went back on Parkside. And it was like, I think that was one day we stayed up to the next morning out there, just reminiscing, telling stories, smoking and drinking. They kept going back to Roosevelt. A crew of them kept going back to Roosevelt trying. I'm like, y'all not going to find them dudes. It's going to take a while to find out who did it. They want to get back. Now he dead. So now they want to war with them. You know what I mean? And it was really sad. R.I.P. the Wild Man. Lil E, from that day forward, that's why he came on the last live. He always say, Rod, you saved my life. Tell him, everybody, you saved us, Rod. You saved our life. Because he sees and he understands and he knows. That was a calling. The message, the moral of this story, heed that call. When you get that intuition, That's the Holy Spirit. Yeah, that scream go through your soul. Y'all know that death scream. We all knew he was dead. Once that scream came out, we all knew he was dead. Yeah, from that day forward, he said facts. Hold on, let me put that on the screen. From that day forward, he never forgot it. To this day, he came on the last live we was on. That's why I say, hold on, I'm going to tell the story. He said, tell him the time. You saved our life. Tell him the time, right? Because he understood. He understands. The Most High sent another blessing. He sent us a sign, a word. If I could have known to tell them, I would have told none of them, don't y'all go in this park without no ratchets. Y'all crazy to go in this park without no ratchets. Yeah, Yashia, he never let it die forever. Even now, it's 30 years. I don't know, that was 1994. What's that? It's 2024. How much years is that? 30 years or something? I don't know. What's that? 20 years? I don't know. Sorry, guys. Y'all can do the math. To this day, he still never. He always. And I'm thankful. Always listen, guys. That intuition, that instinct, that's actually the Holy Spirit. Is trying to help you. It's telling you something. Don't be dumbed down to it. Keep your eyes and your ears on swivel. Observe everything, your environment. Observe everything that's going on so that you can see. There'll be signs to tell you. He said it's been 30 years. So now he got grandkids. I know he got kids. He might have grandkids. I don't know. But I know he got all these babies now. My little cuz wouldn't been here no more. I probably wouldn't be either. It could have been both of us. It might have been both. I'm not sure. I know it was him. I seen it clearly. The spirit, Yah, the Most High showed me later. He showed me later. It was definitely E. And I don't know if he survived it. But it would have been me too. I don't know if I would have survived it. Because I would have been right by his side. I would have been, but the Most High gave us another chance at our life. That's why you take advantage. Why y'all think I'm not wasting my freedom now? He gave me another chance with that 25 to life bid. Oh, he said he got 3 grandkids. See what I mean? See? So these generations wouldn't even had a chance. R.I.P. the Wild Man. Just don't waste your chance when the Most High gives you a second chance at life and stuff. That's why I go so hard teaching the ministry, doing this testimony TV channel. You see, I started off telling y'all about what these politicians are about to do to people. I'm doing everything I can to right some of the wrongs that I did. Pay back. Now, I paid my debt to society and the criminal justice system stuff, but I ain't paid back my spiritual debt, and that's forever. I'm going to continue to try to help y'all. I'm going to continue to give thanks to the Most High for giving me a second chance. That's why I don't squander it. No matter what. I teach the word, and I don't do no wrong, do no crime, so I'm sold out. That's why, for those who want to be like, now, why do you believe in the higher power? Man, that higher power been working for me for all my life, bro. When I went to that jet, I ain't tell that story yet, but he showed me. He said, you was in the palm of my hand. This was the great transformation. I ain't tell the story yet I had in jail. And shout out to my man from the Heights, Saquon, what's his boy? Arb. Arb always tells Saquon from Crown Heights, Hempstead, Strong Island, that he saw me in jail when I transformed in jail. Okay? Yeah. Praise the Most High. So guys, just if he gave you a second chance, use it to help others and never forget it. Don't squander it. That's why I don't do nothing. Like, he gave me a second. I could be still doing, 15 years. I would have never came on. I would have had to stab somebody up in prison. But I'll still be in prison right now. If not dead in this park or dead in any of these other stories. I'll be a fool not to understand that there's an angel, a malak, that the Most High has signed to cover me. There's a Holy Spirit that he allows to speak to me and warn me and tell me, no, no. Start to fine-tune your spirit to hear. It'll save you. You're going to need it with all this darkness coming. You're going to need it. It works no matter what scenario. And the more you practice, the more you're going to tune to hear and do. All right, guys. Another one down. Uncle Yahshua, 25 to Life Testimony TV. Thank y'all all for sharing this story, this journey with me. Sorry that it started so late with the story. I'll put the timestamp to when the story starts, but I had to do that stuff at the beginning because that's happening right now with what's coming to New York when this fool gets into the office, because he probably gonna make it into the office, right? But so I hope y'all enjoyed the story. I hope y'all got the point and the message from the story. Uncle Yahshua, 25 to Life Testimony TV, we keep it real. These are the stories and the testimonies of my trials and tribulations of my life, coming from Hempstead, Strong Island, South from Jamaica, Queens, and Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, the places I lived in New York. And then North Carolina, the places that I own my houses and real estate and stuff. Testimony. Others are saved by your testimony. Y'all know we keep it real in this channel.
Busty, you know what it is.
Y'all know what it is. Bust it. We gonna bust the darkness with the light, with the truth, every time. You know what it is. Hempstead, stand up. Again, R.I.P. the Wild Man, and more of the stories of my testimony and trials and tribulations to come. Shout out to Little E. I finally told the story, Little E. All right. I love y'all all. I'll see y'all tomorrow on the ministry. Uncle Mashiach Assembly, House of Yah Ministries, Uncle Yahshua. Google Uncle Yahshua, the ministry will come up. It's my bigger channel. And everybody on Facebook, I see y'all when y'all watch it on the replay. All right. Keep it functional. Another one down. Remember, love the Most High, y'all. We out. Go forth and be the light that you are in the Most High. See y'all tomorrow. Thank you, Mashiach Assembly, for assisting me in telling this story tonight. Let me see the comments. Make sure I ain't missing nothing. Mike said, that's my little man. Good night, everyone. Bro, you got to do the Boom Bash story is coming, Mike, and I'm going to do that well. I'll make sure everybody going to know when I do Boom Bash. I'm just trying to do it correctly. All right. I love y'all. I'll see most of y'all tomorrow. And for those, I'll see y'all next Thursday on the next 25 to Life. We out.
This is 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua. You wanna know why they call me Lucky Lucha? They call me Lucha cause I like to tuck that Tucci. All the time on the grind, getting that Ducci.
This is a little story on 25 to Life with Uncle Yahshua. Like and subscribe for more incredible stories every week.
Police are on the scene of a triple homicide on Long Island. It happened overnight at a home in Hempstead.
I'm from Hempstead, Parkside, the ghetto, the dark side, strong.